All right, did you just meet me today, Keith? Is this new?
No, it's not.
All right, all right,
My
all right.
bad. Okay.
If she won't, I was.
Gird your loins like a man.
I
You're all right.
mean, I mean, what are we crying about today? What are we crying about today? All right, we need
I
to
just
hold
told him,
hands.
try gird
We need to
your
hold
loins
hands and
like a
sing
man.
kumbaya.
Asking a question.
Who needs to hold hands
Gird
and
your
sing
loins
I
like
was
a
kumbaya?
asking a
man.
question. I
Keith
was
just
asking a
needs to
Yourself
question.
gird his
together, Keith.
loins.
That's
Every
crazy.
time. Together.
That's crazy.
Well, we gotta hold
Pull
hands,
yourself
sing
together.
kumbaya. Who we gotta sing kumbaya with, man?
No, we
It
need
depends
to
how far.
sing Jesus is my buddy and
Well,
hold hands with each other.
I think everybody. I think. Oh, CJ's in. Hey, CJ, did Kim sign it, or she still ain't signed it yet?
As far as I know, that'd be a negative.
Not yet. Okay, we're just waiting on. It's a contract, so some people want to do the right thing and kind of read through it. Because hey, you just can't just dry sign something. There ain't nothing wrong. I mean, what's wrong with knowing what's in the contract? I mean, that's common sense. Find out what's in there. And sometimes things may sound a certain way that it's not, but you got to clarify. Like, what is this saying right here? What is that? So.
Hey, try.
Huh.
Is it important in who knows who draws the contract? Like who makes the contract? Is that important?
What do you mean? Is it important?
Is knowing who makes the contract important? Like, as you know, what I mean, like
He's speaking in parables, Trot.
I'm not speaking in parables.
Yes, you are, because you're
I'm
talking
not.
about you're
That's
bringing it
crazy.
to God. I totally see where you're going right now, which I'm
Good old
impressed.
high.
I thought you were coming to argue about Trump. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Stop.
Oh
you've leveled up.
Stop.
yeah. He can't argue about
No.
Trump. Just get it out the way, Keith, bro. What you don't like about Trump this
That's
week?
my point. That's my point, Trot. There it is.
Good old high.
Hey,
Who's now
stop
king?
Hey,
that,
you know
man.
what? Hey, you know what I did?
ain't even
Hey,
thinking
you know
about
what I
Trump.
did notice?
Really, you know what I mean?
Hey, you know what I
I'm
did
not
notice
even thinking
though?
about Trump, man.
Hey, you know what I did notice? I noticed that when gas went $1 lower than it should be, Keith didn't show up.
Wow.
Where were you at, Keith?
We sure didn't see him
Boy,
for a
hey,
month.
hey, when that gas fell all the way down, boy, Keith like, I ain't going over there, boy.
That's where you going to try.
Hold on. Where my line at? Where's the line? Somebody, am I lying? Am I lying?
That's crazy.
No, that's 100%.
Okay, so if I'm not
accurate.
lying and I'm telling the truth, that's not crazy. That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
It's just an observation, Keith. It's just an observation.
You know what I mean? And you know, it's all politics, right, huh? You know what I mean? So you know, that's all politics. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Now
You
it's
know what
all.
I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all politics now. When they losing bad, it's all boy. Keep feel like they winning. It ain't politics. That's the Antichrist. Trump the Antichrist.
It's the Antichrist.
What?
He is the little horn.
No.
Keep saying it's a
no,
misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
It's a
I
misunderstanding.
operate. No, I'm just saying I operate in a different way than the world. You know what I mean? So,
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean?
Keith
I'm
special.
just saying.
It's very
My bad.
interesting. Hold
I'm
on,
just-
that's very
My
bad,
interesting.
my
'Cause
bad,
every
Keith.
time you
Yes,
argue,
yes, I am special.
every time
Right.
that's
Absolutely.
interesting, Keith. Because every time you
Absolutely.
argue with Trot, you argue with him just like the world.
Yeah.
About what?
Your
About what?
opinions on the politics.
On politics.
Right. It's
About red
politics.
versus blue.
I don't need to argue about politics because the kingdom operates in a way. You know what I mean? Period. The kingdom operates in a way. Period.
Yeah.
There is no other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know, I'm just saying. Like I know Trot knows this. You know what I'm saying? So we may discuss Trump, but I know Trot knows that there is no other way. There is no other way. I know he knows.
He's speaking in parables.
I know that you know that we know that he knows.
Hold on. Are you sure that you know that he knows? Are you sure that you know that he knows what you know? Are you sure, bro? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
point out. Are you sure that he knows that you know?
Ain't no other way
We
but
know.
Jesus. There is no other way but Jesus. You know what I mean? Like that's what the book says. The book says, ain't no other way but Jesus. That's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to your neighbor.
Yep. Ain't no other way but Jesus.
If you say so, hi. I mean, Keith.
You already know though, Christian, man. And I've been since I came on here. Ain't no other way but Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus, then you can't get to the revelation, the knowing, the wisdom, the peace, the anything that you're seeking in your life. You can't get to it until you know that He is that. You know what I
All
mean?
right now. Amen,
That's
Keith.
Say until
that's
you know
God.
him.
Come on,
It's
man.
him.
It gotta be. It
Mhm.
gotta be. It gotta be.
All
I
right, we
can't go nowhere else.
all right, we starting to sound like that one live. You see that message, Christian,
Listen,
that
Try.
that Jordan
You
put
can't
in?
you can't have scrambled eggs if you don't break the egg first, bro.
Yeah, hey, did
How
you
can
see that?
you love?
Did you see that video
Yeah,
that
I'm
Jordan
quoting it.
sent to the chat?
I'm quoting it.
I
Literally
don't
quoting
need
it.
another
Oh, is that what he
yoke.
says about the eggs? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, dude. And then he's like, see, you want
Well, you
love,
gotta
Try,
give
but
everybody
you never-
context. Hold on, Chris. You gotta give everybody context about the video, then you can say all the stuff, bro.
Okay, the context of the video is most podcasts just sit there and they say a lot of words, but they don't actually say anything. And what that means is they'll go and act like they say something real deep and like it's a revelation.
No, it's a
when
video. It's a video
nothing.
that was sent in the chat, and you know how before the video starts acting out, most people hit pause so they can make sure they read the title of what the video is about, and it says, I don't remember exactly how it words it, but it's like when Christians make a podcast. How's it say when they make a podcast? They don't say they ain't talking about nothing or something like that.
Jordan said 99% of
Nothing
Christian
but
podcasts are something,
Jesus.
but
Nothing but Jesus. So I can't get you to know anything unless I'm talking about Jesus. You know what I mean? So who is Jesus?
Well, we're talking about this video.
Hold on, Keith. Hold on.
We're talking about this
So
video.
the top says,
We're talking about this
the top
video.
says-
Hold on, we're talking about this video real quick. So the video starts, and it's like this. It's like you see a guy with a headset and mic, and he's like, I'm really gonna mess this up. Christian, you ought to send it to the Discord if somebody hadn't already. But it's a dude sitting like this, and he's like, so now understand like the Bible now, right? If you're not going to eat unless you're hungry. And then it goes to another guy, and he's like, yeah, I mean, you got to be hungry in order to eat. He goes, okay, so in order to drink water, you got to be thirsty. And bro, he does stuff like this for like a whole minute or two. And
like 5 minutes.
And is it 5 minutes long? And the other guy's like, well, yeah, because through the Lord, you would only eat if you're hungry. And bro, though I swear 99% of podcasts that have God in it, where they're talking about God, this is what they do. They ain't saying a darn thing, just a bunch of fluff. And everybody's in there, yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
Amen, brother.
Okay,
Amen.
try.
What?
So if they talk about Jesus,
Uh-huh.
if your main focus is on the person who did everything,
Yeah.
and you're trying to tell everybody about this person who did everything,
Yeah. What about it?
are you saved? Are you saved?
Keith, are you following?
No, I'm just saying, man, because they try to play with me a little bit earlier.
No, I'm saying, are you
Hold on a sec.
are you following what we're talking about right now, Keith? Or
Not even a little bit, but that's okay.
all right. All right.
So it says at the top of the video, it says, people who start a podcast just to talk about absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the caption.
Okay, that's the caption.
Okay.
Now, Charles, so you want-
the caption was that, and it is the caption supposed to be who God is? Like when you talk to somebody.
Yeah,
is
no.
that what you're-
No. Listen, the person that made this video, Keith, he's making fun of people who are acting like they're saying something serious, but they're not saying nothing.
I mean, that happens every day. Like you.
No,
talk
I
to
know,
people-
but we're talking about a specific video. We're talking about a specific video.
Oh, my bad.
Are you good?
I was coming in on Christian, like he was talking to, like I don't know who him is. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Christian, you know, I know who him is.
Yeah, I know that you know that we know. I got it. But
I know.
but but the thing is, what I was trying to say, and quote from this video's Trot, you want love, but you never been the thing that you want. So you ain't never been love. So how can you have love, bro?
You never been the thing.
You love. Like the love is not something that stops. You know what I mean? Like that God is not something that stops.
Keith,
So-
are you
so
tracking?
when somebody-
Keith,
so when-
I don't think you're tracking,
I'm
bro.
just saying, man. When somebody experience you, they know you love them. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? Like it's not. they
Keith,
don't-
you're starting to turn this live into the podcast we're making fun of right now. You're turning.
I'm just saying, man.
You're
Try,
turning.
Try.
What?
Because people are attracted to you. People are attracted to Christian. People are attracted to Nina. People are attracted to all of us who are people who believe that Jesus is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's called the light. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so we know who Jesus is, and we tell people about who Jesus is.
Yeah.
That
Yes, we do.
that's you know what I mean? But what else do you have to focus on?
Well, I mean, honestly, you shouldn't be focused on anything else.
Right.
Honestly, now unless if you're married or got kids, both, whatever the person's situation is.
I mean, but no, 'cause you're gonna deal with your wife
Yeah.
in the way that you know what I mean. You're gonna deal with your kids in the way that because when you're focused on who saves you, who is the only way to everlasting life. When you're focused on that, he guides you to fulfill that path. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what God does.
Yeah. So what's another way to say when you're focused on Christ? Anybody? People? Anybody? Some people are scared to say it.
What do you say?
Your
Say it again.
eye,
I didn't
let
hear
your
you.
eye be single.
No.
Is that it?
No.
Okay, 'cause
No.
that's one that people are afraid
Nah,
to say.
Keith is saying you need to be focused on Christ. Your mind needs to be on Christ. I said, what's another way?
Christ conscious.
Yeah, Christ conscious. But everybody getting scared to say it.
No,
No, I said it last night. I said Christ conscious last night.
But that Christ consciousness is you thinking that your consciousness has equality with God's consciousness. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he's
Hold on.
specifically said
What now, Keith? Say again.
Oh boy, here
Christ
we go.
consciousness
Uh-huh.
makes will have a person believing that how they think is how God thinks.
So is it good or bad to be Christ conscious?
Well, it's good to think like Christ. It's not good for you to think that you do that. So
Hold on. So you're saying Christ consciousness means, so you're saying Christ consciousness is bad?
No, I'm saying that to think like Christ or to be like Christ is good. So that is Christ consciousness.
Okay.
But to think that you can perform what Christ consciousness is bad.
I have
So you
no
know what I mean?
idea.
Like-
I have no idea what that means. What do you mean if you believe you can perform?
You can't do it. You can't do it.
Do what?
You have a mind of Christ.
The Bible tells us to put on the mind of Christ.
Right.
Okay, so we can put it on then.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do you have to do? What do you have to do in order to get that?
What do you mean?
You have to sacrifice yourself. You have to say, no, there's no more me. There's all of you.
Yeah. All right,
You have,
Keith.
You know what I
You know, people say Christ consciousness is a satanic thing.
Oh, man. I know, but
Hold on.
Come on, man.
But Christ conscience is not a satanic thing. It's a lie. That's a lie.
Right. I'm not saying having the mind of Christ is satanic, or I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that having the mind of Christ is of God. That is of God because that's what we're supposed to do. But you can't have the mind of Christ unless you give yourself up. Unless you say, I'm not the the person that that um, is the most important part of the situation. I mean, you have to say, God, you can you can make, do, perform, heal. God, you can. I give myself up in the belief that only you can. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not able. You can.
All right. I think
I
we all. I
give
think.
myself to you.
All right.
So you know what I
I
mean?
think. Yeah. I think we all got it. Okay, Nina, where we at? Or is it not?
We are in Matthew 24. Matthew 24.
All right, Keith. If you want to hang out, you can. We're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday.
2 days ago.
Oh, was it 2 days ago?
Yep, yep. I was there yesterday, but we didn't do it.
Well, because
We
you
had
said
trolling
you weren't gonna be
101.
here. You said you weren't gonna be here.
Yeah, but we already discussed this. Wow.
No, I know we did, but I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, I remember you saying you weren't going to.
Here,
said
Nina
it.
here.
That's what she
I
said.
love you,
My
Nina.
Lord. I
Nina, I
love
love
you too,
you,
Keith.
sis.
I love you too, Keith.
All right. So Matthew, what?
24, we stopped at the parable of the fig tree.
All right.
That would be in 32. 24, 32.
All right. Let's see. What was the question regarding this?
I was asking because the day before that, you were talking about John 15, I believe it is, with the branches and the taken away. So while you were talking about that, I was thinking about the part below the parable where it says two are in the field, one will be taken and the other left. And my question was, it's different words, but is the understanding similar?
Yeah. What was different words? Remind.
Unknown caller.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Remind me. Is what different words?
So in John, it says the branch will be taken away, right? And then in this, it talks about someone being taken away, but they're two different.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
different words.
Yeah. So in John 15, right, it talks about taken away. Let's go look at them again. Let's go look at John 15, taken away, and then we'll look at the Greek word, and I believe that one is to lift up, to be taken away,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But it is true. They were taken away. Adam and Eve were taken out of the garden. They were 100%. But through them being taken away, there was a lifting up that came through them, right? And then we'll go look at
by whose seed?
Huh?
The only way that them being put out of the garden was by a way. And God said, I'm going to have a seed to come against, you know what I mean, whatever got them to get out the garden. And by that way is the only way. Would you say that? Like by the way that he said is the only way that we are redeemed. We are saved. But by that way is the only way that we are saved. Would you say that?
Yeah, we're not talking about salvation right now, though. We're talking about meaning of certain words. Who found it?
It's John 15 too.
John 15:2. All right, so we need the Hebrew word for that.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, I'm over here in the garden talking about Adam and Eve. My bad.
yeah. I was like, how do I find the
Well, because
equivalent to the Greek
yeah.
word in Hebrew?
Yeah, my bad.
I was like, oh, this is about to get deep.
No,
Okay.
not right.
So,
No, not right now. It ain't. It will when we get to the
no.
fig tree. No, because I'm over here still at the
Right.
fig tree, but we need to recap on some of this.
Right. So the fig tree talked about God's people, and Adam is referring to God's person. I mean, because God made Adam, and Adam became
Hey,
a living soul.
Keith, if you keep interrupting, we ain't never gonna finish this.
Okay, my bad.
It's all right. It's all right. All right, where we at, Nina?
the word is iro. I can't pronounce it. Airo. Okay, it's a verb. It means to raise up, elevate, lift up.
All right. Now let's go to
Matthew.
Matthew, and where's it at? Hold on, let me see.
Matthew
Matthew.
25.
Can I just say this real quick? It is so. I'm so grateful that God can look at me in the same way that He sees Himself. That I'm so that God chose to do that. That I'm so grateful that God said, "I'm, I am that important." I'm so grateful for that. You know what I mean, I just want to put that in. Like, my God, that is so. My God,
I'd be so
good.
grateful if you would let Trot finish this for me, please.
Ain't that a blip, Gina? Gina, ain't that a blip?
I'm not Gina, I'm Nina, but okay.
Nina,
okay,
I'm sorry,
Keith,
Nina, I'm
Keith,
sorry.
It's okay.
Keith, mute your mic. All right, where we at, Matthew? What?
24. We could start at 40.
40.
And that's where taken away is.
Oh, it's in 40? Hold on a second.
Yeah, 40 and onward.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, matter of fact, let's just look that up where it says
I got it.
shall be taken.
Yeah, it's paralambano.
Yeah, what is
It's
it?
a verb.
Yeah, what does it mean?
It means it's got a lot of root words. To receive near, associate with oneself in any familiar or intimate act or relation, by analogy, to assume an office, figuratively, to learn, receive, take unto with, take unto oneself, to join oneself.
I will see you as. I will see you as. Come on, y'all. I will see you as.
Keith. Okay.
All
Receive
right.
something.
Okay. So, let's start over with, it says, then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, the other left. All right. So be taken. Is that a phrase or is it just the word taken?
It is. Yeah. Shall be taken as a phrase.
All right. So go slow. How does it describe it?
It describes it to take with oneself, to join to oneself, an association, a companion, metaphorically, to accept or acknowledge one to be such as he professed to be, not to reject, not to withhold obedience.
So notice it doesn't seem as though that word taken is bad.
Right, to receive something transmitted.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Keith, I'll tell you what we're absolutely not going to do is have you up here today. I don't know what is going on, but you absolutely will be raptured today. We'll see you next week whenever you're in a different mood. I don't know what's going Now, I will tell you that if you're going through something hard and I'm misjudging the issue, there are a lot of people you can contact with, and they can sing Kumbaya with you, whatever the issue may be. And I mean that sincerely. All right. Okay, so that was 40. Now watch this. That word taken right there, right?
Yeah.
All right, so. All right, that is Matthew 24. Let's see. Oh, crap. My bad. Okay. Hey, was that number 3880?
I'm getting there. I got back to the verse. It's, yep. Yes, sir.
Hey, look up 142, that number. So the taken we just got through looking at was 3880. Look up 142. Or is it easier for me to give you where it's at so you can look it up?
Yeah, that would probably
All
be
right, all right.
faster.
Look up Matthew 25:29. That word taken right there. What do you say, Chrissy? Just had a heart, what? Catheter? I'm missing some letters there.
He's talking about, did you say G142 shall be taken away?
Did you get the verse I gave you?
Yeah, G142.
Matthew 25:29. The word taken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a phrase, shall be taken away.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Raise up, elevate, lift
All right,
up.
right there.
To raise.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Raise up,
yeah.
Elevate. See that? And the one in the Hebrew, that's what it means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So right here, 25:29, it says,
well, they're both in the Greek. They're all in the Greek, right?
No, I'm talking about I'm sorry.
Oh, you're back in the garden. I got you.
Yeah, but you're right. No, you're right though. You're right. Let's just stick right here. Let's just stick in John 15 and Matthew 24. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So it says because John 15, where was it? What taken was it? The ones that don't bear fruit?
Yeah, any branch in me that does not bear fruit.
Right. So watch this. And we read this all the time. I'll start at 28. So this is Matthew 25:28. It says, take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he has. So again, this is pointing to someone not being fruitful. I'm just showing you this how this word is being used in the sense of being lifted up and all that, right? So let me go to let me see. Oh man, I had it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. And what's the number for John 15? What's the
Let me get back there.
or what's the phrase? Let me go back over there while I'm over here.
I'm going there. Take it. He taketh away.
Okay,
It's
take it.
in 2 John 15:2, and it is 142.
Yeah,
G142.
Yeah, 142. So all right. Now let's go back to the question you're asking, right? Because you're asking about John 15, right? About that taken.
No, I'm asking about the Matthew one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Matthew, that's okay. Matthew
Okay.
24.
No, but you said, is it the same? Hold on. No, but you said, is it the same as what two were you trying to compare?
Yeah, the one in John with the one in Matthew.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but the one in Matthew, you're talking about verse. What verse is the one that you brought up, though?
Yeah, that's in 20. Hold on. 24. I think it's like 40. I'm getting there. Where it's talking about the 2 women in the field, 2 men, 2 women on the grind. Yeah, so it's in 40.
Yeah,
Matthew
but okay.
24:40.
All right, hold on. But Matthew 24:40, you are comparing that one.
Yeah, my question was, is it the same understanding, even though it's 2 different words?
Yeah, I know, but Matthew 24, you're asking, is that one the same as another one?
As John 15.
As John 15.
Is it the same understanding? Yeah.
Okay, so 24:40.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the one taken in the field is what's the number for that?
Okay. Shall be. It's 3880.
Yeah, that's the 3880. Okay, so the one in chapter 24, let me write it down. Because since you ain't doing it, I got to write it down. I can tell you ain't writing it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally the only one looking up the words. There's like 5 other people.
All right, taken. Yeah, you said 3880?
Yes.
Okay, taken, and that is in Matthew
24:40.
24:40. All right. And you were asking about, is it the same as the one in John, right?
Like, is it the same understanding? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And
even though it's 2 different words.
It is 2 different words. Okay. But it's one, is it 124?
Yes. No. What do you mean 124?
The number for the word taken there, it's 142.
No, it's 3880.
No, bro. No, 3880 is Matthew.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you asking me about, John?
John, you're asking, is this the same taketh away like it is in John? So I'm asking you, what is the number that you're comparing it? What is the number of that word for taken in John? You understand or no?
I do. I'm just going back and forth.
That's all right. That's why we got to write it down. If not, so go to John 15.
Yeah.
And what verse is it in?
It is in verse 2. And it is 142.
All right, so that's what I was telling you.
1 in John is 142.
All right, so the number is 142. All right, and you're trying to compare. All right, so now the one that I showed you, which is in Matthew 25:29. Matthew 25:29. Taken or taketh. No, it's taken. My bad.
It's taken. Yeah.
All right, 142. But no, I know what you're asking, right? Because sometimes the numbers won't be the same. But what is going to stay the same is the context. So when you see that the words aren't the same, people will tell you it's not the same word, so it doesn't work. That's what they'll say. And that's not always the case, because the context will be the same as the other context. And it does work.
Exactly.
Because it's the same context. Okay, so, but again, that doesn't mean it's going to work. So if it's not the same context or the same word, then it's not the same. Something has to be the same. There has to be some kind of similarity there. So John 15 and Matthew 25, both using the word taken, the number 142, and the derivative don't matter. It don't matter if it's taketh or taken. If it's the same number, then that means that it's a derivative of the other word, but a derivative is the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like saying dumb and dumber. So yes, we can say that the word dumb and dumber is not the same word, but it is the same word. It's just either the prefix or the suffix of the word is different, right? Like pleasant. And what's a derivative of pleasant? Anyone?
Pleasing.
Pleasing or pleased. Same word, it's just the derivative is different. But just because the derivative is different doesn't mean it's a completely different word. Now, in the sense of completely different word, meaning how you're going to use it, whether it's present, past tense, yeah, duh, but it's the same word. It's the same word. Okay. All right. So John 15. Let's go to John 15 real quick. Or not everybody has to go. Oh, why didn't I just, hold on, let me move this. That's what I'll do. All right. John 15. What verse was that in? I didn't even write that down.
2.
It's verse 2. Yeah, every man that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. Let me see. All right. It's saying he that doesn't bear fruit will be taken away. That's what it says. Be taken away. Why? Because they're not bearing fruit. And then we go to Matthew 25:29. Matthew 25:29, and it says, "For unto everyone that hath shall be giving." Has what? It's talking about fruit. Spiritual revelation. For he that has, they'll be given more. Let's see. Given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that hath not, just talking about a naked branch, shall be taken away even that which he hath. Not only here is it using the same word, it's in the same context. Try what? Nina said your
Stop
live
it.
is like a boot camp. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I said, that's not the first time I've said it to him. He was like, I'm gonna tell.
hey, you know what? I think it's time for a live that's like a boot camp. Everybody else has got the ministry of crying. As hold hands and sing kumbaya. Nobody mentally better. They came in one way. They left the same. 5 years go by, they're still the same. They still suck at everything regarding God. They suck. I don't know how else to say it. It's not okay. It's not okay to claim that you're becoming closer with God because you go with a bunch of other mentally disturbed people and just sit there and cry all day about how your life sucks. 10 years go by, there's nothing's changed. Your life still sucks. You haven't learned how to gird your loins. Why? Because everybody is just feeding each other a bunch of crap instead of the gospel. And that's been the problem for a long time. So if Descaled's got to be called the freaking a gospel boot camp, then so be it. I mean, it is what, I don't know what else it's going to take for these people that are calling themselves Christians and they fall apart like a $2 suitcase every time the wind blows 2 miles an hour. It's crazy. You're not acting like a believer at all. You don't act like a believer. The Bible describes a believer as one that knows how to gird their loins, right? When you put on the armor of God, isn't one of them gird your loins?
Yep.
That's what it is. And you gird your loins with what? With what?
The belt of truth.
Of truth? Of truth or feelings? Well, how do you gird your loins? With your feelings? And gird your loins with your feelings. Da, da, da. That's not what it says. It says with truth. That means that when Descaled is telling you a truth, regardless how it's being told to you, regardless. Okay, you can say, well, that's bad for you because people are just going to run away. I don't care about that. What I care about is when someone hits me up in my DMs and they say, I don't really like the way you present what you said, but you were telling the truth. You see that? Do I got to show the DMs? I don't like the way you were presenting it, but you are telling the truth. Yeah, that's right. Gird yourself with what? The belt of truth. You're supposed to. The truth is what you're supposed to be doing. What is true, not what feels good. It's so funny. You go hear people talk about, oh, itchy ears. You know, it's so funny. Itchy ears. Itchy ear. Why is nobody knows what itchy ears is, bro? How I don't understand how people argue about, you know what they say, itchy ear? Grace. Grace is itchy. See, you can continue to sin. Grace is itchy ears? Let me get this straight. Bro. The thing that saved us is for the itchy ears. Bro. And then they're like, no. I mean like the ones where, you know, like license to sin. And so here we go again. License to sin. And I'm like, where are these people? And I've told these people, I said, bring them to my live. Go find these people that you are claiming is teaching a license to sin. And you know what? Nobody's brought one to my live. I've been saying this for years. Bring them to my live. Where are these people? They can't find one, so they'll say, well, you're the one. I'm the one. Well, they say it because they know that I'm going to defend myself and say that's a lie. And they're like, no, it's not a lie. You're lying. You teach license to sin. That's it. That's all they got to do. All they got to do is just say it. That's it. So you don't need no more witnesses. You don't need any witnesses. You just say it, and it's supposed to be true because somebody said it. It's the weirdest thing. Itchy ears. You ever hear somebody, oh, that's itchy ears? You need to ask them, hey, what do you mean by that? Ask them. Say, what is that? What is this itchy ears? What is that?
I've heard them. I've asked. They said it's the feel-good gospel.
What? What is that? What is the feel-good gospel? So the gospel means good news. So itchy ears is the feel-good good news. No. Itchy ears is when you're saying something that someone's flesh likes. Their flesh likes it. And you know what the flesh likes to do? The flesh likes to believe it can earn salvation, that somehow it plays a part. It's the complete opposite. That's what itchy ears is. Itchy ears is when you're telling someone that I can do it, just like they boasted at the very beginning at Mount Sinai. They said, any law you give us, we can do. What does the Bible describe as fallen from grace? What is it? What does it say?
When you think you can earn it.
No. What does it say in the Bible? How's it say it? I don't want to give the answer. Huh? It says something, you have fallen from grace. What is it before that? No, what does it say in the Bible? In the Bible, in the verse, the word pride's not in there. The word apostasy is not in there. What is in the verse?
Christ has become no effect to you.
No.
That's what I...
Mm-mm. Go to the verse and read the whole thing. Somebody find the verse and read the whole thing. If we got to read 2 verses, that's fine. Nobody? Man, y'all gonna make me do it?
I was reading my mute on Galatians 5:4. Christ has become of no effect unto you, whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace.
Those who are justified by the law. Those who are justified by the law. And let me tell you, if you think that being justified by the law is you claiming that you're under the Mosaic law, I follow the law. The law is how I'm justified. No, you don't have to proclaim all that. You can talk about God's grace for 45 minutes. I'm sorry, 49 minutes. And the last minute, out of fear, you go tell everyone, now, guys, now hold on. That's not a license to sin. Just that phrase alone, you just put everybody back under the law. Do you understand what I mean by law? You don't have to take a picture holding fake 10 commandments and say, Lord, I will do everything you ask us to do. When you put yourself back under the law, you have fallen from grace. Do you understand? Fallen from grace, meaning you're no longer under grace. How do you fall from grace? How? How do you fall from grace? Huh? How do you fall from grace? If you fell from grace, you're no longer up here. You fell from grace. You understand? Grace is up here. You and how good you are is down here. As soon as someone tries to make you believe that your performance is how you're going to know if someone is saved or not, as soon as you believe that, you've fallen from grace. And let me tell you something, going back to the law, which is, oh, no, I can be good enough. The question should not be, can I just sin as much as I want? Let me ask you a better question. Can you be good enough to go to heaven? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that you can be good enough to earn yourself to heaven. Can you be good enough? Let's say that I'm talking to an atheist on the side of the road. Atheist. Can that atheist, now we know that he's under the first Adam. He's fallen. But can he be so good that he can earn himself a spot in heaven? The atheist?
No.
No. So he has to receive Christ then. Right? He has to receive Christ.
The rest of us.
Right.
Only
So
way.
so listen to me very carefully. If you cannot earn yourself into heaven, then that means it has to go both ways. It goes both ways. When you're telling someone that's under the grace of God that they can lose the gift that Jesus gave them, that means you have to go tell an atheist that if they're good enough, they can receive heaven. How come nobody, I'll never see a Christian go tell an atheist, if you're good enough, you can earn a spot in heaven. Why not? You just told this person who received the gift of salvation that if they don't stay good enough, they can lose it, which means it's based on their performance, right? It's based on their performance. So these same Christians that will tell another Christian, you can only go to heaven based on your performance. How come they're not preaching to the atheists, you can get into heaven based on your performance? Because that's what they're telling the believer. You can't be a hypocrite and tell a believer based on your performance is how you go to heaven, but you don't tell the atheist that? Why not? You understand? You see? Shouldn't they be saying that to both the atheist and believer then?
Yeah, there should be no difference.
Well, there's no difference then. If you're telling a Christian that itchy ears is when you hear the gospel's a fake gospel, the itchy ears. No. Let's just go back to what you're saying then. What you're saying is that a Christian has to earn a spot into heaven. They have to earn it. That's what they're saying. But yet, why don't they go to the atheist and tell them? They say you have to receive Christ. Ain't that what they tell the atheist?
Yep. And that's all.
That's it. They go, no, nothing else. No, just receive Christ for salvation. And then they get saved. Okay. Now you have to earn it. Why?
Now keep you accountable.
Why? Why not just tell the atheist he has to earn it? It's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Listen, next time somebody is telling you, oh, you just the itchy ears, make them explain to you what they mean by itchy ears. The Bible makes it clear what itchy ears is. Itchy ears is anything that has to do with the law. Itchy ears is the flesh. That's what itchy ears is. So these people are trying to say that itchy ears is telling you can sin. I'm like, that's funny. I don't never hear a Christian tell anybody they can sin. Go sin. Who says that? I don't know anybody. It's you. You say that. Where? Where did I say that? Well, I asked you that if someone sinned real bad, are they still going to go to heaven? And here we go again. Here we go. Can you earn heaven? I'll ask him, can you earn heaven? No, but you're telling me I have to earn heaven. Hypocrite, bro. So dumb. Itchy ears is when a man says to himself, any law you give me, I can do. My friend, that was the problem day one. Day one at Mount Sinai, the Jews said, any law you give us, we can do. When they justified themselves through the law, they fell from grace. And these people were under God's grace from Egypt all the way to Mount Sinai. And it's a few miles, but with 2 million people, you're going to sit here and make me believe if I took 2 million people today of all ages, 2 million, we're talking out of a city. Dallas has 1 million. So if I was to take Dallas and Houston, think about what I'm saying. Dallas to Houston, and we traveled for, I think it's like 10 miles or 5 miles. What is it? Do y'all remember how far the journey was? Nobody remembers?
No, I don't want you to just no.
Somebody look it up real quick. Who can look it up? Y'all gonna make me look it up? Of course.
What are we looking up?
Oh my God, you got this one ain't even paying attention.
There's not even paying attention.
This one ain't even paying
Danette said
attention.
11 miles. Danette was paying attention.
All right, I'll just make it 10, just to kind of give it an even number. So 10 miles, bro, from Egypt to Mount Sinai is 10 miles. And I take everybody out of Houston, everybody out of Dallas, and we all just go for a walk. When I say everybody, I'm saying everybody that's alive. Everybody. The oldest to the youngest person, you're going to tell me we're all walking on our feet. Our patamobile. How you say it? Patamobile. Okay? We're all walking. You're going to tell me that somebody ain't going to get sick or die? And 10 miles walking. Listen, get your car out of your head. Get your car out of your head. Somebody look up, how long does it take for a normal person to walk a mile? Just to walk. Huh?
We already did that. 30 minutes.
Okay, so what's 30 times 10? What's 30 times 10? Huh? About 5 hours? 5 hours. Huh?
I said 300. I was just giving you the math.
Yeah, but it's like 5 hours, right? So 5 hours. So you got people that are 80 something, 90 years old, and you're going to make them walk in 110 to 130 degree heat in a desert for 5 hours. And listen, guys, I remember when we did this, we talked about like a 30 to 35-year-old. That's the age we picked. You're telling me y'all ain't going to have to stop? You're going to have to stop and take breaks a lot. It ain't going to take you 5 hours if you don't understand what I'm saying.
Bro, somebody's Achilles is going to pop. Someone's going to tear their ACL.
A lot of stuff can happen. A lot of stuff can happen. I'm telling you, I've marched with a lot of dudes before, and all of us are at the time around 20 years old. And we're talking, 400 men around 20 years old. And even then you'd have at least one guy fall out. And we're only marching like 15 miles. But we're all 30, so we're going a certain pace. We got a guy 20-something years old, couldn't even make it halfway, just fell out. They had to pick him up, put him on a truck. Didn't even make it. And you're going to sit here and tell me that a 80-something-year-old person in the sand are not going to fall out or get tired and have to sit down? The trip's not going to take 5 hours. Even though 400 25-year-old men, strong men, do 15 miles, and obviously several hours, but there ain't no breaks, but you still got some of them falling out. And then now you're telling me that in the group there's 80-year-old men and 80-year-old women and freaking 5-year-old kids. Let me tell you something. Whoever those women were, if they had 4 or 5 kids, they ain't carrying all them kids. They might have the 1-year-old, the 6-month-old, but that 5, 6-year-old walking herself or his self. Let me tell you, your animals, you think you're going to be slick. You think you're going to be slick and put all your kids on somebody's wagon? My friend, them animals ain't going to last. Every time you add a pound on there, it just takes it away. I'm just trying to show you something. 2 million people. The only reason why they're not getting sick, the only reason why they're not dying is because they're under the grace of God. That's it. That's it. And from Egypt all the way to Mount Sinai, they're under the grace of God. And they tell Moses, any law that God gives us, we can do. Who can do? They said we can. That's itchy ears. You want to know what itchy ears is? That's when someone believes that they can do so good that God's looking at how good they're doing. Because when they hear, if you sin, sinners will go to hell, right? They'll read all the verses talking about sinner going to hell, sinner going to hell. And they're telling God, God, don't worry, I won't sin. That's what they're telling God. My friend, that itchy ears. When you believe that you can do it, that you get so prideful and you tell God, it ain't what you did, God. It's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sin anymore. And at that moment, my friend, you have been justified by the law in your head. And because of that, you have fallen from grace. So that is what itchy ears is. Itchy ears is not someone telling you you can go sin. That's not itchy ears. Itchy ears is when someone believes that God is looking at their personal performance rather than Christ. And then they'll say, well, he's looking at both. Oh, my God. So Christ went through all of that to look at him and you. Nah, you're not understanding what you're reading. Absolutely not. And then they misunderstand this and they go, oh, well, you're just giving people a license to sin. I don't know where in your crazy mind are you hearing me say it's okay to sin. I don't know where you're hearing that. I don't understand. If I believe if I believe sin was good or sin was okay, I would say it out loud. Sin good. Do it. Have fun. No, I'm not saying that because that's stupid. Just like Paul said, no, why would you live any there? Why would you live any longer there? Why? Paul, are you saying that that we can continue to sin, that grace may abound? Absolutely not. Why would you live any longer therein? Paul's answer to this is no. Same answer I'm giving. No. So quit trying to say that's what people are saying. I haven't met any. Again, I'm not saying they don't exist. They got to somewhere, okay? They have to. I don't know where, but they have to, okay? But the itchy ear thing, okay? I just went over it. If anybody still don't know what it is, we could talk later about it. But itchy ears is when people think that they believe that they're going to do so good that they're going to get to heaven. That means when you get to heaven, you can tell Jesus, move out the way. I did it myself. No.
No, Trot, it wasn't pride. It wasn't pride. They were just scared of God. That's why they said any law your God gives us we should do. There's no pride.
That is pride. Justified by the law. Any law you give us, we can do. Well, how we know it's pride? Because they broke the first law. That's how we know it was pride. That's how we know. They fell from grace, and the first law that was given to them, thou shalt not have any other gods, they made a golden calf. Pride. See? They went into pride, they broke the law. But while they were under grace, how come they didn't make the golden calf while they were under grace? So anyone trying to say, no, it wasn't pride. It wasn't pride. They were just scared. That's normal. That's normal. They were just scared. That's funny because on that trip from Egypt to Mount Sinai, how come they didn't make the golden calf then? You know why? Because they didn't boast and tell God, any law you give us, we can do. They haven't fell from grace yet. They were still under grace. But as soon as they boasted and say, any law you give us, we can do, that is prideful. I don't give a crap what you think. Care who you are. Yes, it is. You don't tell God any law you give us, we can do. No, you can't, bro. Let me ask you this. They said any law that God gave them, they could do. Did they tell the truth or lie? Which one?
They lied.
They lied. Where does lied come from? Does it come from boasting or does it come from being like God?
Comes from the king of pride.
So they were either being like God when they said that or they were being like Satan. Which one? You can say, oh, well, they were just being man. Right. They were being fallen man, right?
Yes.
There ain't no in between, bro. In the Bible, it's one or the other. There ain't no in between. There ain't no in between. In the Bible, people are either acting out in the flesh or they're acting out in the spirit. In the Bible. And when they said, any law you give us, we can do, they were prideful. They were boasting. And they fell from grace. That's what happened. All right, so let's get back to what Nina was talking about. What?
If you go from Exodus, I think it's 15 to Exodus 19:8, where they say any law God gives we shall do. At no point does it say that they were afraid of God. None.
No.
They were never scared. They were never cowering. They were never in fear of the Lord. Nothing.
It doesn't.
Never says that. But they're afraid.
No, it don't say that. They boasted, and anyone that, first of all, you telling someone that didn't know that before, it's a revelation to them. They ain't never heard that before, and they're like, "Oh shoot, how do I get out of this one?" You're not getting out of this. The whole Bible explains all this stuff. That's why it says that if you justify by the law, you have fell from grace. These people were under grace from Egypt to Mount Sinai. And as soon as they tried to be justified by the law, saying any law you give us, we can do, they asked for the law. It ain't just them telling God out of fear, I can do anything. No. They asked for the law. They said, any law you give us, we can do. God's like, oh, you want a law? Okay, we'll give you one. We'll see if you can. So they couldn't. So were they telling the truth or were they lying?
Well, they were lying.
Okay, all right then. Hold on a second. So if they were lying, then that means those words weren't coming from God. That means those words were coming from the flesh. So if those words were coming from the flesh, just like Peter told Jesus is talking about his death, and Peter said, oh no, let this be far from you, Lord. And he said, Satan, get behind me, Satan. Was Peter speaking out of God, or was he speaking out of Satan? What part of him was disagreeing with Jesus? It was his flesh that was disagreeing. His flesh said, no, Lord, let this be far from you. Jesus is telling him that he is going to pass the death, burial, and resurrection. Is what he was talking about. And Peter said, oh, no, Lord, let this be far from you. Let this be far from you? So he was acting out in the flesh. Yes, just like these people were. When they told God, any law you give us, we can do. No, that's a lie. No, you can't. Because if man was able to do it, Jesus wouldn't have to come, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're lying, and lies come from who?
Satan.
All right. So this whole thing, well, they were scared. Well, the Bible tells us that God didn't give us a spirit of fear. So no matter which way you try to say this, all this they were doing was representing Satan. It wasn't representing God. So they could try to sound cute all they want, but none of that makes any sense. Oh, well, they were just fear of the Lord. No, that was not fear of the Lord. Absolutely not. Because God proved them wrong. If what they were doing was correct, we would see it as correct. And we do not see that as correct. Not even a little bit. All right, so let's go
But Trot, if God gives them a law they can't do, then that makes God unjust.
Do what now?
That was the response.
No, I didn't hear I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry. But Trot.
Okay, you don't gotta say it like that. Just say whatever.
Oh my gosh. If God gives them a law that they can't do, then God is unjust.
If God gives them a law that they can't do, no. God gave a law that should be able to be done. It is able to do. And if you're not able to do it, then there you go. There's something wrong with you. You're not able to do it. So he wasn't given something and being unjust. He still has to tell the truth. So God has a standard, right?
Sure do.
Okay, so he's supposed to lower his standard to a fallen man?
Apparently.
You understand what I'm saying? God is not supposed to lower his standard because you have fallen. That don't make any sense. The dumbest thing I ever heard. The standard of what he is will never change. That law that was given to Moses, it came from a spiritual place, but it was never given to man to earn salvation. Never. That's not why it was given. So for anyone to say that if he gave a law that was too hard to do, that'd be unjust. No. He told the truth. The law is the truth regarding of how the perfection of God. It's God's perfection. But a man cannot, without Christ, you understand, without Christ living inside of you, you cannot conform to him. You can't. But what people do is they say that you're supposed to conform to him overnight, physically. Wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. When someone receives Christ, they become a new man. Their soul becomes new. But you have to start putting that mind. You have to start learning these truths. You have to start learning them. It's not a light switch. You don't tell someone you're saved and, okay, now I can obey the law. That is not how that works. Absolutely not. You coming closer and closer in the sense of your physical mind, right? You coming closer to that understanding. That happens every day. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens every day. So this whole thing, if God gives you a law, then that is manipulating the word, and it's so dumb for someone to tell me that God's law based on where we are. And they go to scripture and say, oh, he'll never add anything that's too hard. Bro, the law, it has always been, that truth has always been here. It's always been part of God. This truth that he wrote on the 10 Commandments. Anything of the law, it comes from God, all of it. The 10 Commandments were given to the children of Israel. Yeah, that's what the Bible says. We're kind of, I think everybody here understands that. Sayus. Yeah, anyway. All right. Let's move on to what Nina brought up. If Nina's not already sleeping.
Matthew 24:40.
All right.
And 41. But I'm sure we're going to go backwards.
That's all right.
Somewhere.
She was ready. She was like,
Yeah, she was like,
I saw Jordan come up. I'm like, Jordan ain't leapfrogging over me.
All right, so we got Matthew 24:40 and John 15:2, right? That's the two you brought up?
Yep. No, I only brought, yep.
Yeah, you wanted to compare Matthew 24 to John 15:2.
Yes.
Right, because they're different, right? So we got the word for taken in Matthew is 3880, and the word taken for John 15 is 142. All right, so let's look at the context real quick. We'll do it again real quick. Let me go to Matthew 24:40. Or let me do 39. Says, let's see, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. What was the thing? Oh, man. Dang, I remember now. I remember there was something I should have wrote down. What was it? Oh, it's because we're at the fig tree. That's why. That's why. Which is in 30.
Yeah, that's where we stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. But your question is still in 40. But I forgot. We're at the fig tree. That's where we are. Right? Because we went through, starting at 24:1 pretty much. And we went through all this. And it constantly is talking about, all these things that are going to happen. Remember? Right?
Yeah.
It says, let's see. I'll just say a few of them. It says, and then there's many shall be offended and shall be betrayed. Many false prophets shall arise because iniquity will abound. The gospel must be preached in all the world. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation. 16, let them which is in Judea flee. let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. I'm going to go to 26. Wherefore I shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert. Go forth. Oh, I'm sorry. Wherefore, if they shall say to you, behold, he is in the desert. Go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chamber. Believe it not. So more than once, he's telling them that people are going to be saying that here, Christ is over here. He's over here. And all these things are going to be happening. And then here's the still small voice, which is verse 32, because 34 says, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And then he says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. So he says all these things because these things are true and they're going to happen, right?
Correct.
But if you focus on all that, he's not lying. He's telling you the truth. If you focus on all those things, what are you focused on?
Fear.
Which is the sea,
Mm-hmm.
the boistering winds, right?
The storm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is. And they're like, yeah, but it's Jesus, red letters, red letters. He's still telling you the truth. All these things are going to happen. This is all the Antichrist crap right here. This is all their mind is focused on the sea, which is the thing that's going to be taken away. They're focused on that. But he says in 32, now learn a parable. Now learn a parable, a teaching moment of a fig tree when his branch is yet tender. So they take what he's saying, all these things are going to happen, and he's saying, you know, you should know the season. But yet what's funny is, who do you think he's talking to when he says you should know the season, and he's explaining it as a tree? Who's he talking to? It could be pretty profound.
The believers.
That's who he's talking to. That's who he's talking to.
Because they're taking it and they're still interpreting it as, oh, let's look at the perspective of the sea. And he's like, no, look in the perspective of the spirit. It's a parable.
Yeah.
What did give you the word?
Yeah. What did Israel, the Israelites, what did they expect the Messiah to be?
Some king that would overthrow Rome.
Yeah, a physical king. A physical king.
Yeah.
They were focused on the sea. You understand? Even though he did conquer, they were expecting him to do it physically, because that's how it sounds. If you go back and you're honest with yourself, it does sound very carnal when the Messiah comes. It sounds like that. So why do you think people still do that today? Why do they read the Bible and see it very carnal, just like the Jews did back then, bro? It's a choice. When you read the Bible, you can see it fleshly or you can see it spiritually. And people say, well, it's really both. And it's like, it's funny you say that. I don't hear both coming out of you. I hear one side come out of you. So they try to be slick and say it's both. But yet when they open their mouth, it's 99% physical. But the reason they have to come into agreement with the spiritual side, because nobody's going to believe them if they say there's nothing spiritual to any of this. And nobody's going to believe them. So they go, oh, yeah, this is just as spiritual as it is physical. But when they open their mouth, it's all physical. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all physical, a lot of it, in the high 90s. But he talks about the thing that's going to happen in the world, and he says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. It's kind of like when he tells the parable of the four soils, and he says to them, because the disciples didn't understand it, and he says, you don't know what this means? And he says, well, how then shall you know all other parables? And he says, know ye the parable of the sower. It's the only parable he says that about. That if you understand this parable, you'll understand all the other ones. And boy, was he telling the truth. 100%. Was he telling the truth? Because he's doing the same thing right here. He says all these boistering wind things. It's him talking. But a person that doesn't have fear in their heart, they see it. But then as soon as they get to 32, now learn a parable of the tree. They're like, okay, now that is for me right here. This one, this part right here. Now learn a parable of the fig tree when his branch is yet, tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that the summer is nigh. Why would he bring this up? It's so funny to me when people when they water this down and say, bro, he's just saying, you know the times and you know the seasons. No, he's saying a lot more than you just know the times and you know the seasons. He's trying to get believers to focus on everything that we're supposed to be focused on. And it's not what crazy physical man in this world. That's not what he's trying to get you to focus on. He's trying to get you to focus on making disciples. That's why he brings all this back to a tree, all of it. That's why. Okay. If anybody, it's not to show you more of the world. He didn't bring up his parable of the fig tree to show you more of the world. Makes no sense. It's so dumb. The parable of the fig tree is to show you something else. But you choose. Choose you this day who you serve. You choose. You know, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of Christians going to end up in heaven and be very surprised of the Jesus that they thought they were serving. Very surprised. Only because of his grace you'll be there, but you're going to be very surprised. There's going to be people, when they see Jesus the first time, they're going to fall down on their knees and thank him for his mercy. And they're going to say, Lord, thank you for saving me. And I'm like, wow, you haven't already thanked him for that? That's how stupid this gets. Like if God is stupid, like he's waiting in heaven, and when you finally get there, you better fall down on your knees. If you're saved, you already fell on your knees. You understand? Like I remember when I fell on my knees.
Hey, that's like coming home every day, married to the same wife for 40 years and saying, hey, babe, just want to say again, I know I've been saying it every day these 40 years, but thank you for marrying me.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. Thank you again and again.
That's the extent of the relationship. No depth.
Nothing.
You're not learning anything new.
Nothing
not sharing
new.
New experiences.
No. Can we just act like we got married again today?
Thanks for marrying me.
I'm telling you, I've had people get mad at me because I told them this. I said, hey, you're going to be one of them that when you get up to heaven, you're going to fall down on your knees. Lord, thank you. And then you've never done it here then. You've never done it here. You're going to sit here and tell me that's what you're going to do. When you get to heaven, you're going to fall on your knees and tell him thank you. Where has the relationship been this whole time? You haven't been growing? You understand? It's so stupid when I hear people say that. It's kind of like I go to my dad's house and I'm like, Dad, you remember that one time, Dad? I don't know, whatever it was. I want to thank you that you allowed me to eat a bologna sandwich in your house 15 years ago, Dad. Thank you for that. My dad is going to look at me like I done lost it. He's going to be like, what are you talking about? And let me tell you something. God is not so superficial that he expects you to fall down on your knees again and thank him for all these things that you want to. Don't you think he's stupid? He forgot that you've already thanked him. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? He's real. He's real. People think that they're like, when I see him, when I get home, I'm going to be, Lord, you're a faithful servant. Lord, I'm a sinner. Please forgive me. You haven't already done that? It's the stupidest thing. So dumb. And people that say they're going to do that will say, well, if you don't, you're prideful, you're arrogant. No. Out of us two, I'm the one that actually believes that God is smart. He's smart. And I've already done that and came to him. And our relationship has been growing for years. And when you say, when that day comes and you're going to act like it just started. We've been living in eternity from the day you got saved, from the time that happens. I don't know, for some people it'll be 20, from some people it could be 30, 40 years. And you're going to act like it's the first time you saw him. When you see him, I'm going to start questioning whether you've ever seen him. This false humility will get you nowhere. And no offense against our Catholic brothers and sisters, they're the best at false humility. You know, matter of fact, I've seen a lot of people that's come out of Catholicism and they still act like this. And they don't understand that it's rooted in Catholicism. They think that when I get to heaven, oh, Lord, I'm a sinner, Lord. I want to slap him. Let me slap him. Get your stupid butt up. What do you mean, bro? Haven't you already done that? Oh, well, yeah, I have. Well, bro, we got stuff to do, bro. Oh, where did God go? Where did God go? I wanted to bow down. Like, get your stupid butt up, bro. We got stuff to do over here. Talking about you wanted to bow down. Hey. You've already bowed down, bro. What the heck are you talking about? What?
Hey, you know how I kind of see it as like,
what's the order, sir?
The prodigal son, when he, he's on his way back to the father and he's like, well, maybe I can at least be a servant and serve him. And the father obviously clothes him, throws a banquet. He's got a ring on, all that. And these people are acting like the father already came, already put the clothes and ring on him, already has them sitting at the table of the banquet. And they're still holding the conversation of, well, maybe I can be a servant. Like the father
makes
didn't
no
already
sense.
Approach you and tell you you're a son.
Makes no sense, bro. The Bible says that right now we're already seated with him. Right now. Your perspective will change. You're not going to be, and for people that really think they're going to do that, you're not. Let me just be real clear. You think you're going to be like, there, finally, the moment I've been waiting for. No, bro. No, that's already happened. You're saved. It's already happened. The day that you humbled yourself, bent your knee, and 100% said, this is real. He's real. What he did was real. This is real. And I'm being the most realist that I could ever be right now. And I am on my bending knee telling him I can't do this without you anymore. It's already happened. You're not going to do it again when you get to heaven. Listen, again, that's what you think. But when you're sitting up there looking at him face to face, I'm telling you, it's going to click. A lot of it. Your perspective will be complete. You're not going to have this false humility. Lord, no, bro, not like that. Okay. Is it going to be wrong if you bow down? No, bow down. But I'll tell you what, you're not going to get saved at that moment. You've already been saved. So the whole Lord, a sinner awaits, Lord, you're not going to be talking stupid like that, dude. Okay. But like to say that nobody will like bow down in honor. No. That's honor. That's totally different. But I'm talking about this false humility. Like if somehow you're going to see God and you think that's going to be the moment of like salvation, you're already saved, dude, dudette, whoever you are, you're already saved. And I've heard the verses that people bring up. They think you have to do that. Again, I've had so many friends that, that were, most of them still are in Catholicism, okay? And they do have that kind of, I don't know why. And some of them that's come out of that, I don't know what it is. I've never been a Catholic, so I don't know why they do that, but people will come out of Catholicism and they'll still have this like over dramatic, like, when I see Mary,
because they're conditioned.
No, well, yeah, I know, but they're like, when I see Mary, what I want Mary to say to me is, no, I'm sorry. Is when I see, and I've heard they say this, a lot of them, when I see Jesus, the one thing I want him to say to me is, my mom has said some good things about you. That crap, right? That false humility crap that Mary's running around like freaking Santa's little elf and counting, who's good and who's naughty. A bunch of crap, dude. And and people that come out of Catholicism, they still have that and they don't see it. They don't see it. They think when they get to heaven, they're oh, the sinner. I come to you now, Lord. And I'm going to be the one saying, get the heck up, bro. Let's go, bro. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, how do you not know that your perspective 100%, you're going to know that he's the one that you've been building this relationship with for years. For years. You're not going to forget the relationship that you had with him here. You're not going to go to heaven and you got to restart it by bowing down your knee and now, if you're doing it out of honor, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about, the time has arrived. Hey, you know what I mean? Let's do this. Let's go I'm here. Lord, you already know I'm your servant. I don't gotta keep telling you that. You ain't stupid. He ain't dumb. Okay? But people are going to be acting that way for their own freaking personal reasons, not because God needs to see you humble yourself. There's going to be people that have been making disciples for years. And some of them are going to think, when that day comes, Lord, here I am, Lord, a great sinner, Lord. I forgive me for my sins, Lord. And you are down here making disciples? Somebody tell me how that makes sense. How do you already know that everything's good between you two, but when you get up there, you're going to act stupid? Now you're going to act stupid. Now you're going to get to heaven. Lord, forgive me for I'm a sinner. But yet you make disciples here every day because he is making sure that you make disciples. But then when you get up there and then the false humility, right? Oh, well, you're not going to do that. Something's wrong with you. Everybody. And now they're going to cry and tear up because they need everybody to feel this. Okay. They need you to feel it. Oh, something's wrong with that guy. He's not going to bow down. No, I don't believe that I'm going to have freaking amnesia and forget that I've been building a relationship with him this whole time. But for some reason, you're telling me you're going to have amnesia, and God is stupid too. So when y'all first meet, y'all are both going to have amnesia, both be stupid. He's going to look at you as a fallen human and you better bow down. That's what's going to happen? Are you even saved right now? What are you talking about? When you see him, your perspective is going to change. Your humility is going to go in the trash. And you're going to be like, oh, shoot. Hey, let's rock and roll. What do we got to do? What do we got to do?
They just want. You're not the chief of sinners. I'm the new chief of sinners. I'm the new chief of sinners, not you, Paul. They just want to outdo Paul. I'll give another example, too, since Trump's stepping away, because it doesn't make sense. It's like, if anyone's into sports, right, the Packers had Aaron Rodgers for a long time, one of the all-time greats. Then Jordan Love came in. You know how weird it would be? Jordan Love's been the quarterback for like 5 years, started 3 of them. It'd be weird if Jordan Love was like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is still the guy. I'm still thankful that, now I get to take the team that he built, and I'm just thankful that I get to take over for Aaron Rodgers. You know how stupid that would be? That's stupid. That's so like beginner, like we're so past that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, something would seriously be wrong. And we know that. But that's what a lot of us do as Christians. We still go to God like, oh Lord, oh God, thank you for saving me. I'm such a dirty, rotten sinner.
What a filthy wretch I am. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually you got to be like, this is my team. And you got to take that authority, that sonship, and walk it like you talk it. Because you got to have confidence. You got to know who you are. That's the only way the authority in you works. And you have to walk with authority, not a double mind. No, Brett Favre's great too, Eric. Come on now. Yeah, no, Nina, Look, Trot has forgotten topics that I had that I couldn't come up for again and just left them. So
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what's happening again. Don't worry about it. Because as he was talking, I was reading and it all clicked. So
yeah, no, there's I had them. I don't know if you guys remember, but like the parable of the eagle, we went over like a year ago, and there's supposed to be a part 2, and we just never did a part 2. And I'm like, all right.
guess I have the spirit. I'll go figure it out.
Right, yeah.
Trot Jr. is going to pick up where he left off.
Yeah, so anyway, no. Why do you leave? What happened? Did the dogs bark?
I don't know. When you do that, yeah, so anyway, is that your passive aggressive way of telling me to shut up?
No.
Oh yeah, CJ's
I was stepping in because you said Trot Jr.
CJ's automatic
I was
button is
trying to act
passive
like
aggression.
I was trying to act like that was me.
Oh yeah, of
Let me
course.
explain my own self. Let me explain my own.
No, I caught it. I caught it. CJ, you forgot the hold on.
Oh my gosh, if y'all don't stop with that.
Well, haven't you read Psalms 2? CJ sits in heaven and laughs.
It's true. I'm also seated in heavenly places, so I mean it's true in multiple spots in the Bible.
That's it. You poke the bear. Listen here, you mini Trot.
Yeah, if Bill was up here, he'd be calling me Baby Trot. That's it, brother. Baby Trot. Let's go to Galatians. Where are you at, Bill? I know you're in here.
Nah, he's too busy arguing.
He's on 5 lives. He didn't want to do 6 lives today. Just 5.
What I am going to say is when Nina said that thing about wretched sinner, and then Jordan says something, and Nina's like, yes. That yes was a little too convincing, Nina, I must say. I don't know.
What are you talking about, Christian?
I couldn't say it because I was eating, and you know the rules. But when Jordan was going over Jordan Love, and you're like, oh, I'm a wretched sinner, and you're like, oh, yes. That yes was just a little too convincing. I don't know.
That was a yes, like this is what people say. Oh, wretched man that I am. I'm unworthy. That was the conversation. So that's why I said it like that.
Right. And then you're like,
see, Nina, we know Christian just like jumps like he starts off. He starts at the middle of a conversation that's in his head, and that's his starting point.
Listen, if I was eating something, I can't say nothing.
Then he has to over-explain everything.
All right, where we at?
Oh, thank God you're back.
Where we at?
We're in Matthew 24 at the parable of the fig tree, but we could just skip right down and,
All right, so the parable of the fig tree.
All
right, so he says, now learn, after all this, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves. Ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, and this is what they'll say, that he was only saying that just to say, guys, that's all he was saying. That's all he was saying. No. He said, now learn a parable of the fig tree. So let me ask you this. If somebody says something to you, you learned it?
No.
You learned it?
Mm-mm.
He says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. And he talks about the branch being tender, putteth forth leaves. You know that summer is nigh. If you think that him saying, learn a parable as just, hey, just listen to what I'm saying, then you don't understand his parables at all. Not even a little bit. No, duh. He's saying likewise, and he's comparing it. But you are to be focusing on something when he says, learn this. When he said all this, does he constantly say, learn? Matthew 24:10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Learn this, and then and many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. He's telling a truth. All that is true, but he gets to the parable, and that's the thing he tells you to learn. So he didn't do that. He didn't do that on purpose. There's no extra focus supposed to be on the parable of the fig tree. He's just saying likewise. You still don't get it. You still ain't understanding that that parable of the fig tree is way more important than all the things that are going to be happening in the world. It's way more important. It's not just an example. No, it's not. It's way more than that. So he says, so likewise, ye.
No, we're supposed to be learning about more.
What? All right, I don't know. You're coming in broken and distorted. So likewise, when ye shall see these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Just like we were talking about Cain and Abel, sin lieth at the door. That's important too, that right there. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Why? Because there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth, right? Ain't that the reason? Okay. All right. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. Let me see. Knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Okay, so what does it mean when he says, but that day and hour knoweth no man? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Like the flesh, no carnal man.
Yeah, it's talking about fallen man.
Fallen man knows.
So when people say, see, Jesus didn't even know because he said only my Father knows. Oh, man, dude. This is talking about fallen man. Was Jesus a fallen man?
Absolutely not.
So he's not talking about himself there because he's not a fallen man. And then he says, no, not the angels of heaven. Okay? Unless you're Jehovah's Witness, you don't believe Jesus is an angel. So the angels don't know. Jesus is not an angelic being. He's not a fallen man. So then what is he? It doesn't say or better yet, let's just look at how many categories are here, right? It says, but that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. There's 3 categories. Fallen man, angels, and the Father. So you're going to have to ask yourself, is there 4 categories? Jesus is a 4th category? Don't say yes or no until you're sure. Lex, he's referring to a Jewish wedding. Yes. Yes, that's what he's referring to, that the Father gives away. Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, you're going to have to harmonize it. Figure it out.
Yeah, we know.
Because later his disciples even say, we now know that you know all things. Speaking of Jesus.
Yeah. So we know that there is something different about Jesus, though. Because while he's walking this earth, and he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, but yet he talks to the Father while he's here. He talks to the Father while he's here. So titles matter. Right there at that moment, he's not the Father, he's the Son. This is what bothers a lot of people. This is what bothers a lot of people that are saying, well, he is the Father. Yeah, so through revelation, he is. But in the story, he's not. He's the Son of God or the Son of Man because he's the last Adam. So again, I say this all the time. If Jesus would have said, I'm the Father, everybody on the earth would have died. I don't think people understand that. They would have died, bro. If he would have said, I'm the Father. That literally would have said that the light is in the midst of the darkness. What happens to darkness when light arrives?
Cast away.
It gets destroyed.
It's
Please.
done. It's done. So in a submissive state of a fallen man, which he wasn't fallen, but he's in a state of a servant. Because he's in that state of a servant, he came in that name, a name of a man. Even though it's the last Adam, he still came as Adam, a Adam. So legally, no one had to die legally. But if he would have said, I am the Father like that, everybody would have died, bro. I don't know. It's like people don't even see that. Like that didn't even cross their mind that if he would have said, I'm the Father, everybody, they'd be like, no, yes, he would have. Yes, everybody would have. Everybody would have everybody would have disintegrated, been like freaking, I am inevitable. What's that movie? Iron Man?
Endgame.
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel.
Endgame.
Yeah, bro, it would have been like that.
Jones.
It would have been like that, bro. It would have been like that.
No, that's why he goes down the line and he says, no one knows the Father but the Son, and to whom the Son will reveal him to, because there has to be a man that is able to be a son to the Spirit, because a fallen man doesn't know what the Father's doing. A fallen man doesn't see these things from the Father, but a son does. Yeah. So he's got to create that for us to be that way.
Yeah. Jay, what'd you say? He said, I'm the light. Yeah, but he can say he's the light because he's Adam. You understand? He's in the image and likeness of the Father, so he can claim to be the light. But he cannot claim to be God, the Father. He can't. He can't do that. Does he have the power to do that? Yes. The Bible makes it very clear that he could have sent angels to come rescue him from the cross, right? Ain't that what it says?
Yes, it says it.
So he could have, on the mountain where he reveals the part of God that's going to be us given to us or given for our sin, which was going to be the soul. He shows us. It's shown that right there was Jesus in his in a state that's not the same that he is in this body, quote unquote. It's not the same. For anyone to say that it's exactly the same, it wasn't. It wasn't the same. Something did change. There's a reason that it changed, and I've gone over that. But let me go back to the categories because I know Nina's over here. Can you just freaking answer my question? All right.
Yeah, let me help you out. You're in 36.
Thank you.
Matthew 24.
All right. So he says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels, only my Father. And he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So in the wedding, whoever it was that brought that up, I don't want to go over that, but everybody should go study all the weddings. Go study all the weddings in like the Jewish, like the historical weddings and like stuff that they did. It does kind of help and show some things. You can get a lot of things out of it, but the Father is the one. He's the only one that knew like what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. It was the Father had several things that he was in charge of doing, and the Son didn't know. We're talking physical. We're talking physical things. The Son didn't know. So that same thing plays in the story that we read that's called the Bible. The same thing's being played out. The only difference is Jesus and the Father are one. Jesus is not a fallen man. And it says, yeah, but it says only the Father knows. He's not lying. He never claimed to be the Father. The titles matter. He called the Father, and he called himself not the Father. He just said, we are one, or I am the light, or he calls himself living water. On and on. We could talk about all the titles, but the titles doesn't take away from another title. So if I say that Jesus is the Lamb, and we already know that he's the Lion of Judah, you cannot take away either one of them titles. The Lamb is the Lamb, and the Lion of Judah is the Lion of Judah. The Son of God is not the Father. It literally says Son of God. That's not the same thing as the Father. And the Son of Man is not the same thing as the Father, right? Reading comprehension, 101 right here. But when you say, well, I've had revelation that it is, okay, well, then now you're ruining the integrity of Scripture. You receiving revelation and learning doesn't mean it's okay for you to throw away what you learned from. How's the next person going to learn? Somebody help me out here. If one of us gets revelation that Jesus is the Father, okay, and then we change the integrity of the Bible and start putting every time Jesus is there, we put the Father, or every time the word Father is there, we put Jesus, and the next generation behind us come. Don't you think after a while, if everybody just keeps implementing their revelation, don't you think something's going to be wrong with the Bible?
Yeah, they're not going to understand the operations of the spirit, the operation of the soul.
They're not going to understand nothing.
They're not going to understand.
I'm not even talking about spirit, soul, and body. I'm talking about any time we get a revelation, we're supposed to go in there and just reword it. So you
got to open it up, unveil the understanding of it.
Right, but what I'm saying is we can't open it up and then rewrite it and then throw away what we use to understand. And every generation, if every generation was to just put what was revealed to them, you understand what I'm saying? Let me say it a different way. If I took this Bible,
I get it.
Okay, well, I'm not just talking to you. So if I took this Bible here, if I took this Bible right here, and I go to the Garden of Eden, and I said all the trees are people, whether it's an angelic being or people, okay, just to give you an idea, we'll just say angelic beings so nobody freaks out. I don't believe there were people before Adam and Eve. But if all the trees are ministering spirits, and I write in the Bible, right, I put, instead of it saying trees, it says angels. From all these angels, you can freely eat. If I changed it to angels, and then someone comes behind me and there's something else in the Bible that they see and they understand and they wrote that down, and then someone behind them did the same thing, and that continued all the way to us, there would be no more milk in the Bible. Do you understand? And I'm not just talking to Jordan. I'm just making sure everybody understands what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm tracking.
All right. Rudy, what'd you say? King James Bible. It's not the true gospel and have been altered. Yeah, that's why it's important to study the Greek and Hebrew, Rudy, not translations. When someone is too focused on a translation, you lost focus. Don't focus on the translation. Focus on the original Hebrew and Greek. That way, no matter what translation you're reading, you can get understanding. Don't follow translation. I read all the translations, all of them. But I always go to the Greek and the Hebrew, always, to make sure I understand what's really being said. Right? So the translation comes from the Greek and the Hebrew, okay? So when people say, well, I don't read Greek and Hebrew. Oh, well, I don't know what else to tell you. All right? Go learn. Go learn a little bit of Greek and a little bit of Hebrew if you have to, okay? And for anyone that tells me that James Strong, that wrote the Strong's Exhausted Concordance, if anyone tells me that dude's book is a waste of time, I will say you're a very foolish person, okay? It's very important. But the land flowing of milk and honey is talking about a place where babies can learn and the mature can learn. So titles are very important. They're there for a reason. So all the babies that come into this, okay, which is another, look, 10 years are going to go by, somebody's going to be born. Right now we're in 26. 2036, a child's going to be born. 15, 20 years later, so 30, 40, 56, guys. In 2056, someone is going to be around 20, and they're going to pick this up for the very first time, and they need to be able to see it just like we saw it. Do you understand what I'm saying? They need to be able to see it that way. You cannot just have a revelation and force it on someone when they're not ready for it. Now, I'm not talking about miracles. There are people that are not very well understanding, like they don't understand a lot of the milk, but they'll start receiving the meat and the honey very quickly. It doesn't mean that they don't need to go back and learn the milk. And I'm not talking about like what the Hebrews and Jews were doing in the Old Testament, like all the laws and stuff that they were doing. That's not the milk. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just simple black letters on a white page. There were 12 disciples. Okay. There was only one man named Jesus that conducted the death, burial, and resurrection. One, not two. Islam has another one. It's not the same Jesus. This is milk. Very, very baby steps. Then you start getting in to revelation. But you can't take away the milk. And I don't know why people try to do that. Don't do that. Don't take it away, man. It's got to stay there. And you can't make someone believe it's something else, right? You can't tell people Jesus is the Father when they're defending the integrity of the written scripture. You understand? Jesus said that me and the Father are one, but notice that how the way he separates, he does it for a reason. And you need to leave that alone. So the babies, you understand? Trust the Spirit. Just trust the Spirit. They'll get it too. Right. Oh, and the point I'm making is for anyone to say when it says, but in that day, I'm sorry, but of that day and hour knoweth no man or the angels, only my Father knows. So to say in the sense that Jesus didn't know, in the sense if you're saying, well, he humbled himself as a man, okay, then I understand and I agree with you. I get that. But to say that he didn't have the power to know is a lie. He had the power to know. Okay. I'll just make that real clear. All right. Let's see. 38 says, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So he says that no man knows, not the angels, only my Father. And then we get down here at 39, it says, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Christ talking about himself. He's the Son of Man, right?
Right.
I lost my spot. Oh, all right. It says, then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken. All right. So we went over the word taken already for anybody that wasn't here, which is, let me move that, which is 3880. Right. And what'd you say it meant? Oh, man, I didn't even write any of that down.
All right, I'm going.
Oh, these two.
Okay, taken. Yeah. It's to take to oneself, to join to oneself, to accept or acknowledge one, to be such as a professor. That's not it.
Yeah, so John
To
15.
receive, take up, take onto, take away.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
It says to receive.
And that's Matthew 24, what?
We're at 2440.
Okay.
Talking about the rapture today?
The rapture?
Or
No. No. We won't be talking about no rapture. They think they're slick, but they ain't slick enough. All right. Back at 40. Okay. Then shall two be in the field. And okay, so let me ask, what would two people be doing in the field? What's a field?
Working.
Yeah, working in a field. There'll be two in the field, is what it says. Two in the field. One shall be taken and the other left. One shall be taken and the other left, talking about a field. It says, two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. So he's definitely telling us that we don't know the hour, but he says that we know by looking at a tree though, right? Ain't that what he said?
Yeah.
So notice how he says, you don't know the hour. So now he's talking about time here, what's happening here. But he said already to us right here in 32, now learn a parable of a fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. I don't know. I'm just curious. Why would he say when his branch? Go to that branch. Let's look at the age of the branch, which it should be young because it says tender. That's what it says. Somebody go to that right there, 32, where it says, and when his branch, how does it describe his branch in the Greek? Because it may not have an actual gender.
Right. Branch and his are different words. Branch is a masculine noun.
Okay, so it is masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so shouldn't have to ask yourself too long why he's saying his, right? Now learn a parable of a fig tree when his branch is yet tender. When his branch is yet tender. Why not her branch? It's his branch. But he's telling us, learn this parable over here. And he's saying all this stuff, bro, which is he's talking about the boistering winds, the stuff that is going to be happening here. But he always goes back to like something that will put you back in the right mode, the right mindset. He'll say something like, fear not, but yet he gives you all these reasons that you could fear if you wanted to, right? The way he describes stuff. And then, and fear not, by the way. Let your heart not be troubled. This stuff's happening, but let your heart. And he puts the focus on a tree. After hearing all this stuff, he puts the focus on a tree. And then after the tree, because we're at 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. You don't know the hour, but you know the tree, though. Right? Okay. And they go, they're just talking about the seasons, bro. You know the season. Fine. Run with that. But he always does. He's very consistent on getting you to focus on something, if you choose to, that means a whole lot more than all this other stuff, which is the sea, all the boistering, the earthquakes and the wars and all this. He's telling you that it's going to happen, but he's trying to get you to focus on something else, but you have a choice. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come. So is it another parable? Or is he telling you about all the bad things that's going to be happening?
Another parable.
So does he have to say, and he spoke another parable? Does it have to say that? No, but it's so funny that every time he's trying to get you to focus on something that does matter, he'll tell you, learn this or know this. But when he's saying all this other stuff, he's not saying, learn that there'll be earthquakes. Know that there'll be, like, the focus, for whatever reason, he's very consistent this way. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So why all of a sudden he's talking about a house being broken up? I'm sorry, because he's giving you an example. Okay, buddy. Because he's giving you an example, right? That's all he's doing.
Is he relating this back to Adam being the good man?
Well, the point right now is how he's bringing this back to a house. To a house.
Yeah. It talks about the division in the house, like the mother against the father, father against daughter, daughter against...
Yeah, but what house is he talking about when Jesus says, how can you take the house over unless you defeat the strong man that's inside? What house is he talking about?
Temple.
Right, the temple. You.
The body.
So he tells us to focus. He tells us first to focus on a tree. Now he's telling us to focus on a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet all this stuff's going on. But he's telling us for some reason there's something else to focus on.
Look at the tree of life and his body.
So he says,
love the Lord your God and your neighbor.
But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in which the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think, not the Son of Man cometh. So we're supposed to watch for leaves on trees, and we're supposed to watch the house. Leaves on trees, house. Those are just examples, bro. He's really just telling you about the end times. That's really what he wants you to focus. He wants you to focus on how bad the world is going to be. Well, you can focus on that because the scribes and the Pharisees were looking for a physical Jesus, right? They were looking for a physical Jesus, which means they misunderstood what they were reading. And here we are again, where people think that the letters on the book is the main thing to be focusing on. Just the letters that's in there. That's what the scribes and the Pharisees were doing. They're doing the same thing. focusing only on the letters that's written. And because of that, they missed it.
Yeah, 44.
45. Oh, 44? No, 45. Who then is a faithful and wise servant? Okay. So for approximately 35 verses, 30 something verses, he's talking about the sea, stuff that's going to be happening in the sea, wars, earthquakes, all this stuff. And in the midst of all that, he talks about a tree. He talks about a house. And then right after that, he says, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. Now, why all of a sudden is he talking about meat? He's talking about the end times, earthquakes. Why is he talking about meat now? Is it possible because he's talking to someone else that can see and hear?
Yeah. Goes back to Genesis. The seeds are meat for you. There's only one Adam that was fruitful and multiplied the seed. He took from the spirit, his tree.
So he says, meat in due season. Blessed is that servant. Which one? Which servant?
The good and faithful one.
Yeah, the good and faithful,
Jesus.
right? He says, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Find him doing what?
Bearing fruit and multiplying.
Oh, man. Why all of a sudden is he focused on what the good servant is supposed to be doing? How come all of a sudden we're not talking about the boistering winds? Why are we not talking about that anymore? Find so doing. Verily, verily. Oh, I'm sorry. There's only one verily. Verily, I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. So watch for the season, guys. Wars and rumors of wars. But it's funny that we get here and Jesus only cares about one type of people. You understand? He only cares about one type of people. Shall make him ruler of all his goods. He says, but, and if the evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of the servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware, and shall cut him asunder. So this goes back to branches that are either fruitful or naked, right? So why is he talking?
He was not aware.
Why is he talking about all the bad stuff that's happening? And we start getting into the end of chapter 24. Now he's talking about cutting stuff again. Again, he don't miss, bro. He don't miss. He's still talking about staying focused on what you are supposed to be doing, which is bearing fruit. But yet, instead of people really focused on that, they focus on these other 30 verses where he's going off about how crazy the world's going to be. And he gets back to the point about you being fruitful. Ah, man. But instead of talking about being fruitful and multiplying for hours, no, we're going to pay attention to the world and how bad the world's going to be, because those are the ones who can see. If you don't see how bad the world, no, my friend, there's only one way to watch, and it's the one that recognizes the trees and the houses, who are the people that are supposed to be bearing fruit so you don't get cut. Not the other way around. Not the fallen world. You think you're supposed to be watching all the, no. You have an option. you have an option, because the reality of this world, which is what your flesh understands, you have a choice. God's not going to take your choice away. You can focus on the world while it's corrupting and falling. You can focus on that. But that, focusing on that, is the one who's not watching, not the other way around. There are people that will make you believe that if you're focusing on end times, you're watching. No. Why do you think he's still talking about bearing fruit? Bearing fruit is not watching and figuring out who's who and all. No. Bearing fruit, my friend, is making disciples. That's who's fruitful. That's who's watching properly. That's who's watching. And we'll get to I'll go back up here in a minute, Nina, but let me finish. So he says, what the heck? Oh, the Lord of the service shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Why? Because they were cut. That's why. Because they were cut. And that's exactly what Jesus did, right? The natural branches were cut, correct?
Yeah, they were fallen.
They were fallen. All right, so going back to what Nina's question actually is, all right, 39 says, and knew not until the flood come, took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field. The other one is 2 women will be grinding at the mill. Watch therefore. Okay, yeah, that's the other. Okay, so you have 2 right here. You have 2 be in the field. One will be taken, the other one left. And then 2 women will be grinding at the mill. One will be taken, and the other one left. So, where are these people being taken to? Who's being taken? Why are they being taken? What are they talking about?
Are you asking anyone?
Yeah, anyone. And before you answer,
I see.
Before you answer, oh, go ahead. No, it's cool.
So hold up. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
No, I mean,
so I just see this as the 2 branches, either the fallen one or the one that's connected to the tree of life. The one that's fallen is the one that's cast away. So like specifically 2 workers of the field, the 2 Adams, the 2 women, the 2 types of wisdom. That's what I see. So I see whatever branch you are.
Well, yeah, well that's clearly what it's saying. Someone who's watching and someone who's not. But the question is, which one is watching? And in the story,
the one that stays is watching.
That's possible, but
that's the truth.
Well,
the
if
one that's taken away is going to hell.
Yes. Like how he just says that like a Pentecostal.
I didn't even Dre was in here. How long you been in here, bro?
For a minute, I was the one that said that you're talking about
the rapture.
Oh, that was you that said that? My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to hell because he's cut off. He's taken away. It says in Matthew chapter, I think it's
24.
5, is it? Where it talks about the tree again, like the unfruitful branch gets cut off and it gets thrown in the hellfire. Same thing. It's getting cut off.
Too.
Oh, John 15.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't hold me. I've been going back and forth all day.
All right, so Nina,
finally memorized one.
All right, Nina, so oh man.
What do you say?
All right, Nina, so in 40 and 41 in 40 and 41, okay, so what's the question again about this? Now that we're prepared, now that everybody's prepared.
No, my question was just, is it the same analogy of the branch where the one is taken, the other is pruned?
Okay.
One is taken away, the other is pruned.
But it's the same.
Words.
It's the same. It's still the same thing.
Yeah.
So
the reason I brought the question is because when you were talking about the John 15, it sparked my mind about this one and it clicked in my head. So I wanted to make sure.
All right. So if it says one will be taken away, one will be taken away, and then we go to the bottom right here and it says, and shall cut him asunder. What is that talking about? Cut asunder. What is that?
Break into pieces.
No, the word asunder. What does asunder mean?
Let me look at it. Shall cut asunder is a phrase, and it means to cut into two parts.
Mm-hmm. To two parts. Why? Why are they being cut in asunder? How does it describe Abram when Abram was to take these animals and he was to cut some of them? How's it described? Somebody go there real quick.
Cut them down the middle.
Oh, my God. The scripture. Find the verse. Read the scripture.
Yeah, asunder.
Scripture. What's the address? Somebody find the address and just read it. And let's go find that Hebrew word. And then we're going to go find this Greek word. And we're just going to see if there's any similarities. If not, then okay. Then there's not. But if there are, then why? Why are they being cut asunder? Oof. Who's got it? Hmm? Who's got it? Who's looking it up?
Lena's looking it up.
Okay, Nina.
All
right. Man.
I feel like I'm a one-man show here today. Genesis 15:9. If somebody on the panel could help me out and read it while I sit on the Greek word. Anyone?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. It's
Thanks.
the Hebrew word too. If you're looking up Genesis, it's Hebrew, not Greek.
No, I said while I stay put on this Greek word.
Oh,
asunder.
Gotcha. Calmate de calmo.
Man, you're all spicy today.
Yeah, she's spice. All right, 15:9. All right, Genesis 15:9 says, and he said unto him, take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Verse 10, and he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And
Hold on a second. Christy, can you do me a favor? Get rapture out of your head. We're not talking about rapture. I don't know why you're confused. I never said we're talking about rapture. We are not, guys.
That was Dre's fault.
That's Dre's fault. We are not talking about rapture. We're going over scripture and what it's referring to, okay? Just the scripture themselves. So, and Christy, trust me, it's not just you. There's other people. Yeah, Dre. It's Dre's fault.
Dre, you know what you're doing. All right, verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them.
All right, so what's the give me two verses before the first verse you read.
All right, first verse I read was 9, so 7. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I inherit it? You're looking for where the Lord walks between them, right?
No. Are you done reading?
Okay, well,
that was two. Hold on, you just read.
Hold
on a second. You just read 2 verses. Start at 1, bro.
Yep.
Start at 1.
All right. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, hold on. Okay, and Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus? And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad, and said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of the Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all of these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against the other, or one against another, but the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away.
All right.
And when
All right, that's, you know what, I'm getting translations confused again. That's fine. Go to where it says divide. What does it say? Divide what?
And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst.
All right, so let's look that up. Let's look that up. Divided them in the midst. Is it going to be a full phrase, or is it just divide, or is divide and midst two different words, or is it one word? Let's go look that up real quick in the Hebrew. And then who's got asunder down there in
on it
51?
and on a Greek word right there.
All right, so whoever's looking that up in the Hebrew, we're going to go to the Greek first. All right, so let's go over asunder. What does it say?
All right. It is to cut into two parts it says of the cruel method of punishment used by the Hebrews and others, cutting one or two. Okay. Cut up by scourging severely. Yeah. Cut asunder. To flog severely.
Okay, so what does it mean exactly?
It means to cut into two parts.
To cut into two parts. That's what it means. All right. Who's got the Hebrew over there? Or who's at least looking it up?
Divided is cut in two, or to chop up.
Right, but in the midst it says, right? But they are cut in two. They're divided. Right?
Yes.
I'm sorry,
okay.
I have to leave the screen, but yeah, the midst is its own word. It means midst, center.
Yeah, it's just showing you that they were cut in half, cut in two. Okay.
Yep.
And asunder is literally the same thing. So here we are again with God being very consistent about this dividing, this asunder, and it's always pointing to what? What is it always pointing to?
Pruning.
That's close. It's close. That's close.
Separating.
Yeah, it's always pointing. It's always
in the flesh.
It's always pointing to sheep to the right, goats to the left.
Right.
Okay, it's always pointing to that. There's two in the field. They were split, right?
Right.
Two grinding. Yep. They were split. Where do you think one went?
Mm-hmm.
One went to the right, one went to the left. And then you have
the animals were set against each other.
They were set against each other, right? And they were all put on top of a what?
I stepped away. Hold on.
Somebody answer. They were all put on top of what?
An altar.
Oh, is that what it says?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
He's there. Jordan.
I got my kid. I stepped away. I can't.
Where did he put the
John
sacrifices?
15. It's around John 15:9, somewhere in there. Or not John, Genesis. I'm sorry.
Somebody answer the question. What are they laying on? Does it even say?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
When Abram cut the animals up, were they on anything specific? Are they laying on something, or are they floating in the air? Like what?
On the ground, I thought.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Let's go find out.
He divided them in the midst and laid each piece one against another. I don't see a specific place where he laid them.
Let me see.
Let me keep looking. Founders generation. Keep passing this on time. I don't see it.
Go to Genesis. Oh, crap. Hold on. All right, so what's the purpose of this, right? If we go to, let's see. Fear not. Okay, so I'm going back to verse 1. 2. And Abram said, Lord, what will thou give me, seeing I go childless? I'm sorry, that's too much. Seed, okay. 4. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thy heir. 5. And he brought forth abroad, said, look towards the heaven, stars, number of them. Believe the Lord. He counted him for righteousness, and he said, I am the Lord. Took you. All right, so he's talking about land, right? That's what he's talking about. That's what God's talking to. He's talking to land. So he says, 7. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. To give you this land. And he says, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? So he takes these pieces that he's dividing, all this, it's on the land. All of it's on the land. And I've been over, all the animals and all that, but it's on the land. And it was tried by fire, right?
Correct.
Right. So anything that is laid on the foundation shall be tried by fire. So the only thing that Abraham had was the word, because that's what it says right here. It says, verse 1, after these things, the word of the Lord came. That's what it says. The word came. Mm-hmm. We're in chapter 15. Hasn't God been speaking to Abram a lot already? Or he just started?
He's been talking to him.
He's been talking. So you know, and some people will say, well, bro, no, duh. The word, all that means is, you know, God was talking to him. No. It's very important for it to be worded this way right here. So the word came, and that's all he had was the word, which is the foundation that everything else is built on top of, right? The word.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes these animals, he divides them, he lays them on the ground, which means the only thing they're laying on is the word. That's all he's got. And anything you lay on top of this, it'll be tried by fire. So he laid it down, and the fire came. It was tried by fire, and it's what sealed this covenant to happen, right? All right. So now let's go back to, Matthew
24.
24. I should have put my 21. For then shall be a great. I'm way off. Sorry.
Wasn't it like
40.
51.
50,
51. 51.
40.
40?
I thought you were going to the field.
No, I'm going to
Because you were
asunder.
just talking about the land.
Asunder.
Okay,
Asunder.
okay, 51.
All right. So he says, and shall cut him asunder. I'm sorry. Let me go to 50. 50. What? Oh, says the Lord of the servant shall come. The Lord of the servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. His portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Cut them asunder. That's the divide. The sheep's to the right, the goats to the left.
Going to the left, to the left. Yep.
Yeah. So here it's asunder, right? Which is and you already went over asunder. Who did? Nina did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So they're going to be again. When the branches are cut from a tree, when a branch is cut from the tree, it's divided, right?
Yep.
Correct.
It's divided. This is what you're seeing. So now, just to go to Abraham, why, if this animal's the same animal and you cut it in half, it's still the same animal or what?
Nope.
Why God tell him this goat is one goat? Now cut it in two. And now we're going to say it's two different goats? Because there's two people in the field. One was taken out of the field. One wasn't. Now you got a goat.
Well, it can mean both, right? Because he divides the flesh from the spirit. So towards us who believe, it's a pruning off of those wrong beliefs in the flesh. But for believers and unbelievers, it's two separate people. One branch is getting pruned off. The other one is bearing fruit and remaining.
We're in the unbeliever. Believer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you got two people in the field. Like they didn't take a human and cut them in half. Like it's two people. Two people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then over here, it's three animals, but each one of them were cut in half.
Oh, I see.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it's
okay.
one animal and the animal's cut in two. And then, right? It's a goat, two. Heifer, two. But over here, it's two individuals. One was taken. So what's up with that?
Well,
and then we'll end it.
Right?
We'll end it with that. And I don't mean we'll end it with that like a Pentecost. Pentecostal, they'll say we end it with that 500 times. And never end it.
It's three animals, right? And they're all cut in half,
three,
except for the doves.
It's three animals.
Wait, is that like the Trinity or something?
Yeah.
Well, it's five animals. But I was talking about the three that's cut though.
Okay, so the left one is the one that will, if we're correlating it to the John,
Hold on a
The
second.
last
Hold on a
one is the
second. Hold
one-
on. Time out. Christy. But I thought it was rapture. Christy, what the heck are you talking about? I already said we're not talking about the rapture. Why you keep bringing up the rapture? I'm confused.
Do what you do, Dre.
Christy, how are you lost?
No, I think she really believes it's the rapture, guys. I mean, I thought it was the rapture for the longest time myself. So I think she really believes that she's believing it's the rapture. She's not. Yeah.
My bad. Okay, my bad, Christy.
I don't think I just think she's, like, I get what she's saying. Like,
okay.
if you brought that up to 90% of Pentecostal churches, they're going to say that's talking about the rapture. 100% they're going to believe that.
Oh, crap. Okay. All right, Christy, listen. Hold on a second. Christy, hold on a second. Christy, you're an adult. You can, the Bible can mean whatever you want it to mean, okay? I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. I'm just going over what certain things mean and the symbolism, okay? If you want to believe that's talking about the rapture, you can, you go have that out with God. I'm saying that that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the rapture. So if you believe that is talking about the rapture, I'm not talking about the rapture. I'm going over symbolism on what a lot of these things mean. Yeah, Christy, this would not be a live for you to try to understand anything I teach. This would not be the live, Christy.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's others from before. Like,
yeah, Christy. There's hundreds of other lives. CJ, are you talking?
No.
More like mumbling, but yeah.
What? What'd you say?
Why did he say no?
I said no, go ahead.
What'd you say, bro? What?
CJ the mumble rapper.
I'm saying there's plenty of other videos like that. Trot has gone over certain aspects of this in these lives on YouTube. You can go watch, as well as yesterday's and today's that go a little bit more. Yesterday will give you a little more context.
Yeah. So Christy, like, I don't know how to say this any more. I am not talking about the rapture. That's not what I'm talking about. So there's no way not to be confused with that, because I'm not talking about the rapture. Okay. So, and I think Dre said it best, where these verses, that's all you see is rapture. So no, you don't have to apologize. No. I'm just telling you, there's no reason to be confused, because I'm not talking about the rapture. I'm pointing out that constantly Jesus will be talking about all this stuff that's supposed to be happening in the world. Okay. He's talking about all this stuff, but he always brings it back to the very first thing that is most important to mankind, is to be fruitful and multiply. So if you want to know what the topic is about, it's about us being fruitful and multiplying. That is what we're talking about. So I know we're probably using a verse that, you're used to it saying something. Listen, you believe whatever you want. I'm just showing you that even here, he's talking about being fruitful and multiplying, because I'm trying to show what it appears 90% of Christians, for some odd reason, they act as though that being fruitful and multiply is not important, and it is the most important thing in the entire Bible. It itself. Now, again, without the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ, there would be no way for us to be fruitful and multiply. So I'm saying, besides what Christ did, the death, burial, and resurrection, obviously that's the most important. I'm saying for us today as a believer, once a person receives salvation, they always ask, well, what do we do now? Well, what now? We just go and sin? We just go and sin now? I don't know why that's a thing, how that becomes a thing. But what we do now is be fruitful and multiply. That's what we do now. But for some reason, everybody wants to go do everything else but that. I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea. You'd have to ask every individual, why are you not being fruitful and multiply, but you're saying you're doing all these things for God, but you don't do the first thing he told you to do. First thing he told you to do, be fruitful and multiply. And you're like, nah, I'm going to do this. Well, guess what? Something's wrong with that. I don't know why I would follow you. You're not doing the first thing God told you to do. So I don't know why I would follow you. Honestly, not sure why. But all right, so what's up, man? Y'all got it or what? Like, what's the whole point of chopping these animals up? It's just one
Goats
thing.
to the left, sheep to the right.
Well, yeah, that's
the
true.
Separating.
Well, that's true.
And the one left is left in him, and the one taken is taken away.
Yeah, but what about the animals that are cut in two? What about those? What about those?
So if it's 3 and 3 and they're all cut, it's like 6. But it's 5 animals, so it's grace for man, 5 for 6.
Well, I mean, 2 + 2 + 2 is 6. But what are you saying? I mean, I know how to add. I don't need help with that.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just making sure.
I mean, well, are you just letting us all know that there was 6 pieces of animals or what? No? Anybody else? Nope.
I don't think I'm understanding what the question is at this point.
All right, so you're talking about, all right, so you brought up Matthew 24, 40, right?
Right.
All right, and it says that there will be 2 in the field, won't be taken away. Well, I'm saying that 40 and 41 go hand in hand. There'll be 2 women grinding at the mill, one will be taken away. They were split asunder. They were divided.
Right.
Okay, so I'm taking this all the way to Abraham.
Okay.
Showing you where all this first started in the sense of Abraham, not Adam and Eve. Because Adam and Eve were the first to be taken away. So now we're at Abraham. It's important to know. It's good to know. So now my question is, he got these 3 animals, the goat, the ram, and the heifer, and all of them were split in the middle. Lay down on the floor. Fire came. But it needs to, without me giving the answer, you should be able to see that if we know how to explain the cut asunder from Matthew 24, 40 and 41, all the way down to 50 and 51, where it says, and shall cut him asunder, meaning the one that's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Ain't that what it says? Right? He delayeth.
Yep.
46. Blessed is the servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. And that is doing what he's supposed to be doing. So there'll be 2 working in the field. One will be taken away. One will be left. There'll be 2 women grinding at the mill. One will be taken away, one will be left. That's not the first time that this asunder happened. The very first time is in Adam and Eve. They were not fruitful and multiply, they were taken away. Yeah, Christy, we are talking about, this is pointing out to divide, right? So I'm saying.
Are you saying like when the Lord comes, like, that's when the carnal is completely destroyed, or like the flesh completely destroyed, away, and then all.
Well, okay. What I'm trying to do is show that there's a reason that the animals were split in 2, and obviously part of it is so the seal can pass through the pieces of flesh. But what is the purpose of them being split? It's not just so the fire can go through. It's representing something. Let's go.
The fire will divide the good from the bad.
Okay, so in the temple, right? What are the 2 faces that all the way against the wall in the temple? Does anybody remember?
2 faces?
Yeah. There's 2 faces.
It's like the face of a man and the face of a lion.
Right.
Lion.
And they go all the way around the temple, right?
Correct.
Was there anything else there in that picture?
Palm tree.
Where is it
Palm
at?
tree.
Where's the palm tree at?
It's in between them.
It's in between them. Okay, so here you have the split animal and the fire going in between them. The fire is going in between them. Now, obviously, the face of a man, the face of a lion, you should know what that is. Clearly, you should. But over here, because this is the old covenant made with Abraham, what is the picture of this is real important. Of the animals is cut, the like the two pieces. So obviously the fire is going through, but right, it's covenant, right, to go between the pieces of flesh. Covenant, that's what it means, and that's what happened. But it's animals that are cut in two. There's an asunder that happened. All right, looks like we got homework. Homework.
Yeah, you got to give me a little more because I'm not quite catching.
Yeah, no. If you look over it, you'll see it. Trust me, you'll see it. So, well, all right. That's where we are now, based on Nina's question. All right, Nina, did I answer your question at all? Hold on, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's okay. I picked up everything. I got it.
Okay.
I see.
You have someone in the queue.
Oh, my bad.
But are you trying to say it's the sword that is able to separate the soul?
Oh, no, it's too late now. It's too late. Too late. It's too late now. It's too late. Y'all got homework.
No, because I was okay, but am I wrong?
About what?
What I just said. That it's the spirit that separates this, or the sword, the sword that is able to separate the spirit and the soul.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Talk about it tomorrow. So take your book out, your notes with her, and write that down, and we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's see.
Rising Lion.
Rising. What's up, man? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going amazing. How are you?
Good. I was just going to suggest that maybe it was a demonstration of what will happen to a believer if they don't follow the covenant.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, you're. Oh, well, you got to come tomorrow. We got the time limit of guessing has come to an end. So you got to come. You got to come tomorrow, man. You gonna be able to make it tomorrow?
Yeah, I can come tomorrow. Yeah.
Come tomorrow, man. I'll be honest with you. I wish I knew. I haven't been consistent with the time probably for a couple of months already. So I don't know. Like today, I was hoping to come.
All right, Trot. The sons know the time and the hour when you appear.
That's true. That's true. Those who were supposed to know knew. Yeah, no, I don't know the exact time. Let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't know the time. And I'm definitely not going to try to tell you what to do, Rising. But if you really do want to come, obviously, you can follow.
I already hit the bell, so I'll keep.
Okay, yeah. If you turn the notifications on, then it'll chime and you can come, and then that's going to be, I guess, homework, and people can study that out, and we'll go over it. And then watch out, boy. And then in the.
Before you end, I just want to make it be known that the FIFA organization is corrupt and that they're cheating for Argentina to win so that Messi gets another World Cup. Just want to make that very clear.
Oh my God. Does he really need another one? Does he really need?
America is out. We no longer care.
Set up.
We want the real football back.
Man, yeah. I knew America wasn't gonna win. Man, come on, man.
Nah, America really ain't ready to win. To be honest.
No, bro.
Hey, not ready.
At least they won a game.
I mean, they went. I think this is the furthest. I don't think they've gone any further than this. I don't know what happened with them against Belgium. Honestly, it's really embarrassing what happened there.
Yeah, bro. That's bad. They blew them out.
It's set up, bro. Listen, it's set up, man. That's one
thing here we go, bro. Come on, bro. Stop.
No, it really is. It really is set up, man. Like you should have seen. I don't know if you watch soccer like that, but if you watch Egypt.
I don't know what happened. No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. Hey, but honestly, I don't watch soccer like that. Like, matter of fact.
Oh, it was set up bad, bro. Like, put it this way. Imagine. Put it this way. Imagine, like in football, right? American football.
Yeah.
Imagine like somebody's throws an interception, bro, and like they're running on the right side of the field completely, and he's like running full speed. He scores a touchdown, and they like go back and review, and they say, well, we missed a blocking foul on the other side of the field. Therefore, we're bringing that back, and they get a penalty kick and they get a field goal, like something crazy like that. That's what happened. So they like took their goal away and made them like score. It was
Oh, they
really
took a goal. They
ridiculous,
took a
bro.
goal away.
Yeah, it was bad, bro. It's like so obviously, blatantly cheating, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Hey, I don't. That sounds familiar though. You know, hey, okay, you know what UFC is, right?
Of course.
Do you know? Do you know what Pride is?
That's the month in June for the Luthies.
What?
So stupid.
What'd he say? What'd he say? Oh, the month of June. Oh my God.
Satan himself.
Nah, but I'm saying in context of fighting, bro. You got UFC and Pride. Do you know what Pride is?
It's like another division, right? Like another.
Yeah, but do you know?
like
But do you know what it is
kickboxing
though? Do you know what it is?
No. Not
So
really,
it's
no.
it's like the Japan UFC, except
Oh
it's
yeah.
all right, but it's like it's a boxing ring. It's not a
Correct,
cage.
yeah.
All right, so back in the day, and I mean back in the day, like in the 80s and early 90s for sure. I want to say maybe even to the 2000s, they were very bro. They would make it so obvious how their Japanese champion won again, bro. Like what you're talking about. It was bad, bro. They would give the Japan fighter would get the win and it'd be the craziest. Like, well, he fish hooked him one time, automatic win. Like, bro, like what? And it was because, bro, it was straight up crooked. Like, if you didn't, let me just say this. If you didn't knock that person out, you are not going to win, bro. That's how bad it was. Yep. Even if you tried to choke him out, the ref would run over there. Hey, I saw you fish hook. Like, he would stop you from getting a move, bro. It was crazy. So, but if you got knocked out completely, that one was hard. I've seen some of those get turned around too, though, like you're talking about. But yeah, I didn't.
FIFA's corrupt though, man. It's always. That's why I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Like, when I started realizing I grew up from a kid watching it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you guys are cheating, dog. Like these people will sell out for money, bro. It's a lot of money involved in FIFA World Cup. Like,
I don't know, man. Sound like basketball starting to do that. You got people selling out for money over there.
Yeah, they are. That's why a lot of them got indicted. One of these guys for the Bucks, actually, one of Jordan's guys on the Bucks. Bro, he bet on himself to like only get like 3 rebounds that game. he treated the ball like it was
Malik Bridges.
What?
He plays for the Knicks now, right?
I don't know, bro.
Where's Bill?
Will you
He
imagine
does. He plays for the Knicks.
You're a pro player and you put a bet out there on yourself with a fake account saying Malik Bridges will only get 2 rebounds this game, and then he's the one in the game. He's like he grabs one because it literally hits him in the hand, and then the other one it kind of fell in his eye, and then the other ones you see like the dude is shoot and he'll turn around. He won't even look to see if he made a shot, so that he wouldn't even be able to get the rebound.
Dang, that's cold, dude. That's messed up.
Bro. I mean, he got indicted for that. He got in trouble for that.
Oh, that's messed up. Yeah, no, I didn't know about that.
Obvious.
Yeah. One of my son's high school teammates, he played for Fresno, and he got caught doing that mess too, shaving points, betting on himself, and he lost his scholarship and everything, his basketball scholarship for doing that dumb mess.
Hey, but how come Pete Rose was always playing top tier, but he can't get in the Hall of Fame?
Well, because Pete Rose was doing the same thing. That's why.
Yeah, but he wasn't slacking in his game.
The thing about Pete Rose is that he bet on himself to do better than to like fail. Like, that was the funny part.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't
bet that his team is gonna win, not lose.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely did a lot of gambling, bro. I want to say they even said he had a gambling problem. So, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably played a role in it.
These guys bet on everything, bro. Literally, the betting thing in today's day and age is incredibly. It's turned into like the PORN, like it's available, readily available. Like back in the day, you couldn't just watch that stuff, right? It wasn't everywhere.
Yeah.
But now, like the kids, you got to watch their phones. You got to restrict it. This stuff just pops up.
Yeah,
and
but
the betting thing is the same thing.
Yeah, well, I heard.
Weird. Like you can you can bet that so and so is gonna wear a tie at this
Yeah.
press conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get money off that.
Yeah,
Like, it's like Pokemon Go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what Pokemon Go is, but you can bet. Hey, I bet when this person goes over there, they wear a tie. Bro, come on, bro.
I mean, I seen this other video that was kind of crazy, which is a little true in my opinion. Unpopular belief, obviously, but they were talking about how they treat like black players like Pokemon in FIFA World Cup now. Like they're not really Swiss, like they won't be accepted as Swiss or French or something like that. But then they're like, oh, we release Mbappe, you know, like he's an African guy from like Algeria, and all of a sudden they love him now. Now he's French, but in reality, you know, French people don't get treated that well. Black people in France don't get treated well at all, unless you're like a soccer player, and now all of a sudden you're French. So they were talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think there is definitely some truth to that for sure. I'm like, and I know people talk about America being so bad, but the reality is in America, you know, it's not the same kind of racism in my opinion.
Oh no! Did you hear? Nah, it's not. Did you hear what's going on in Russia?
Ran by the Islamics, right?
Nah, did y'all hear what's going on in Russia right now?
Hold on, real quick. Speaking of the Islamics, I think that's the misunderstanding that Muhammad had when he talked about the 3-year-old heifer. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get me a 3-year-old heifer." See, he said right there, "Get you a 3-year-old heifer." That's what you need to do.
Easy.
God. What's happening in Russia?
Dang. No, in Russia, they started, I guess, purchasing fighters from Africa. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah. Like, hey, look, go look this up. And as soon as they showed up, the Russians are mad because they're black.
Oh, man.
The fighters, the ones fighting, are like, look at this charcoal dude, like just racist as heck, just calling them names. I'm like, bro, is this real? So I go look up, I go fact check this. Now here's what I don't know is how many, you know, African fighters are over there. I don't know that. I don't know the numbers. So somebody can go look that up. We could talk about it tomorrow, I guess. But apparently they're being real mean to him. I'm like, golly, bro. Like, bro, and you know what? Russia's already lost over 1 million soldiers, bro.
Wow.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Come on, bro. That's a lot.
Dre, while you mentioned about France, my niece is married a Frenchman. She lives out there. Actually, my sister's out there now, too, visiting. And you're 110% right. They are the most pompous and racist people you could find.
Yeah, that's why I was hoping that Mohammed El Shabab would have won in Egypt, would have beat Argentina. I can't stand Argentina, bro. I cannot stand Argentina, bro. Even the Jews there are racist. You know what the Jews over there, they passed the rabbinut out there tried.
Yeah.
This was recent. I was debating this for like 6 months ago. The rabbinut out there came out with a decree, the head rabbi, saying that they're not doing any conversions to Judaism anymore because they want to maintain their bloodline pure. In other words, they were tired of people converting, like regular people, you know, natives from the land or something like that, marrying somebody that's Jewish or converting to Judaism and becoming a full-blown Jew, because that's what it calls for.
Yeah.
And they didn't like that. They were like, no, we're not doing any more conversions because we got to maintain our bloodline pure. And that is like disgusting, bro, because that is not what the Torah talks about. Even the mixed multitude and people coming to the land of Israel, becoming Israel. You see this even throughout the Old Testament. Like even leaving Egypt, there was a mixed multitude that left with the Hebrews. It wasn't just Hebrews. A lot of people. That's us having this debate with the BHI donkeys because they believe only black people are saved. I'm like, no, look, right there is a lot of different nations and a lot of different people have been saved and have become part of Israel. And it's disgusting what the revenue over there is doing.
Yeah, no, that is wild. But I get what they're trying to say though. Like, but you know what that kind of shows? That shows that there's a lot of people converting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's always
So
not. I wouldn't even say a lot of people. It's not a lot of people. It's
it's
just
not.
because they don't proselytize at all. It's against
Oh, okay.
Orthodox Judaism to
Okay, so
proselytize.
hold on. So okay, so it's not because that a lot of people are converting. It's because there's not enough of them left, and they feel like they're dying out or something, or what? Then what?
They don't want no mixture with any other skin color, bro. They want you to be pure white. That's it. That's what it boils down to. They want you to be white Jews. So they believe that like even within Judaism, a lot of people don't realize it.
No.
I don't know. Yeah,
they don't want people of color, bro. That's bottom line. Like Miss Rahi Jews get mistreated, huh?
What hue of color? Because there's whiter people than white people. Like what shade are we talking about?
They got to look like Lionel Messi, bro. That color. They gotta look like Messi, you know, like Bill's too dark. No way, he's not getting accepted.
They believe it or not, they think they call me mulatto.
They call you.
Yeah, they probably would.
They call you what?
Mulatto.
Oh,
I'm mulatto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
The Ethiopian Jews had a hard time getting their recognition in Israel. They're called Beta Israel. You can look it up. Look up Beta Israel. Then
let me see.
Those guys have a
Bill, let me see. Me, Bill, Nina, CJ. I'm not sure, man. I don't know if you're gonna make the cut, but
he's definitely not making it.
Me, Bill, and Nina, we're out. We're out, guys.
CJ and Christian are in.
Time of year, sir. Depends on the time of year, sir.
Yeah, CJ.
Depending on what time of the year.
Christian changer.
No, CJ ain't making it, bro. I'm telling you, he's not making it.
Yeah.
Christian definitely making it.
Yeah, Christian good, bro. Christian good, man.
Yeah.
He's good.
Ginger.
Hey, if I work outside all year, I get really brown.
Okay, so like you're like CJ. It depends on the time of the year.
Yeah, Ryan will make it. Ryan will make it.
Ryan said, "I'm in."
Y'all better pray. Y'all better
Yes.
pray that the time is in the summer. That's all I gotta say.
Oh man. All right, guys. I don't know what time I'm going live tomorrow. I apologize. Just a lot going on, but a lot of good things going on. It's just busy. But going live tomorrow. We'll finish this. This shouldn't take long. So if you forgot what the homework is, I'll say it one more time. What's the Genesis 15, 9, 10? Genesis 15, 9, and 10?
Yep.
Okay. So in Genesis 15, 9, and 10, Abram divided, cut asunder 3 animals, a ram, a heifer, and a goat. Okay. And he cut them in half. Matthew 24, let's see, 50 and 51, where it's talking about, 51, it says, and shall cut him asunder. And Matthew 24, 40 and 41, there's 2 people, one's taken away, one's left, one's taken away, one's left. I'm asking, it has something to do with the animals that were divided. It has something to do with that. And I'm asking, what is it? What is that? So
manna. What is it? Manna.
Oh Lord, it's manna. That's what it is. All right, guys, I'm out. We will see y'all. Right Alignment. What's up, Right Alignment? Man, you just got here. We're hopping off. And I don't know if we're doing a descaled notes yet. CJ, I'll let you know in about 20, 30 minutes. I'm not sure. Maybe.
When's that kid album coming out?
It's coming out right after. Did Kim sign yet? CJ or what?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Okay, so guys,
when is Kim's song getting released? That's what
okay, well, all right, look. Kim is the only person we're waiting on to sign a contract. Once she signs, then a lot of things are about to be released. So it's going to be Kim's song. It's going to be a descaled album that's going to have Kim's song, Danny P's song, and a couple other songs on there. Oh, stop doing that. Once that album gets released, there's going to be a lot of singles released, and in that same time, that kid album is going to be released. All right, so it's going to be a lot of music being released all at the same time, but we need to get this part done, and we're waiting on one signature, and it's Kim. Everybody else is signed already. And Kim, you know, she ain't doing nothing wrong. She just making sure she understands the contract. So she's reading that sucker word for word. That's how they were when I was joining the service. I didn't trust none of them. They're like, here's your contract, sound freaking contract. I'm like, we're going to be here for a long. I said, go give me some Taco Bell. I ain't lying. Ask my brother. I told that recruiter, go give me some Taco Bell. He's like, you're going to read the whole thing? I said, Bubba, today's that day. I'm about to read this sucker. I'm going to read until I don't understand it no more. I was there for an hour, probably 2, reading that whole. I was reading everything. I was making sure everything that I told them I was going to get, that better be in here. I ain't signing nothing. MEP's always a lie. Yeah, well, they didn't get to. Hey, I'll tell you right now, they didn't get to lie to me.
With this contract,
they didn't get to lie to me.
Lie though. MEP's just a medical examination. That's it. They don't lie. It's the recruiters that lie.
Yeah, well, they didn't get to with me, bro. They didn't get to with me. I told them straight up, if this and this and this is not in my contract, I'm not signing. I'm telling you right now, bro. No, it's gonna be in there, I didn't trust them. I'm telling you, I let them know I did not trust them day one. So there was no way they were gonna be able to put wool over my eyes, bro. It wasn't gonna happen. I wasn't gonna allow it. And
hey,
what?
Hey, we have an NDA, sir. You're not allowed to speak about the speak about the projects coming up. You're not allowed.
No. Everybody knows about. Everybody knows about people signing, having singles. No, you're right though. But they know about the kid album, the next descaled album. Like everybody already knows about that stuff. But no, you're right. All right. Yeah. So now all that stuff's gonna be within the next 2 months. There'll be a lot of music coming out. We'll just put it that way. So right now we're in July. So the Kid album should be out in August at some point or beginning of September. So it'll be pretty quick. Thanks for putting up with my no, Chrissy, you're good. I'm telling you, today was if you were ever going to miss a live, it probably would have been this one. So I'm with you on you're like, whoa, what the heck? I thought we were talking about. No, I'm with you. So some of this stuff I don't know. It's not easy to talk about because people freak out, but it's true. Everything I'm going over is true. It's just, the more you study, the more you learn, man.
Buddy, he's my butt.
Yeah, September is not quick, bro. That's a long time from now.
No. I said it should come out in August, and I'm saying like worst case scenario be the beginning of September, but it should come out in August. It should.
Yeah, all right. We'll be singing Bubba Bubba Buddy for Christmas, I guess.
Nah, bro. No. We're all right, guys. We're out. We'll see y'all in I don't want to say in the morning because I don't know, but tomorrow at some point. God bless. We'll see y'all.
Cowboys suck. They're trash.
Cowboys are amazing.